Yo, why do I have so many perfumes? Why do I have so many perfumes? Where'd all these perfumes come from? So many perfumes. I don't even know where they all go. Okay, I got room. I got room now. Got some room to play with. But give me a second. Uno momento. How's everybody doing? We got a stream going on. I've got my coffee ready. All right. I've got a lot of perfumes here. I don't know how this happened. I think this is all Rich Mitch's fault. I just blame everything on Rich Mitch. You know, just be a victim like everybody else and blame somebody for your mishaps. That's what we do now, right? That's how the world works, isn't it? Okay. Cheers. How do you guys take your coffee? Me, black. No sugar, no cream, no milk, nothing. No cognac, no rum, no brandy, no vodka. I used to work with guys that would pour a couple of shots of whatever, brandy, vodka, and they weren't able to function unless they had some booze, some alcohol. Like they were better functioning workers when they were drunk. Not drunk, they weren't drunk, but they had drinks in them. Sober, they were completely useless. What's everybody wearing? I wore this the other day. Balenciaga, the legend. I mean, it's got a legendary status. I wonder if it would be as legendary if it was still active, it was still available. What else was on Kevin's stream yesterday? That was a hoot. Got to hang out with DDLD and Ali for the first time. Really nice people. I've got perfume bottles on the floor. And I'm waiting for a guest, a very special guest. And that gives me time to just kind of tidy up here. And I put away my scent of the day. What did everybody wear today? What did y'all wear? Here's my scent of the day. Okay. Here's my scent of the day. I love this stuff. So classy. So effortless. So chic. And she's a beauty. She is a beauty. Oh, Lord. But she's quite simple. And I think that's where the beauty lay, is in that simplicity. It smells old, dry, and dusty. You know, without going into the notes. The notes. Everybody's so fussed about the notes, and the notes mean shit. They actually mean nothing. It's like the notes tell you very little. You know, I want to know more than just the notes. Tell us the temperature, the color, the feeling, the texture. What does it make you feel inside? This to me is black and white. This is from the black and white ages. Who's that? Listen, you better come on. You better come on. This is for you. and it's quite dry. I like the dryness. I love dry perfumes. But it's also got, you know, contrasting dry florals, benzoin, incense. It's got sort of a churchy thing going on, a little bit of sweetness. I can see why people compare this to Le Lion. Holy shit. Are you sure you want to do this?
Oh, God, it's me.
Yeah, buddy!
I can't clap because I'm holding my camera.
Wow. Look at this.
It is a duck in the wild. A wild quack.
A fucking genius duck. What is happening?
I don't know. I've just got my head out. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just one of those days. I've just got my head out. Oh, God.
It's good to see you, man. This is a shocking surprise, revelation. Like, I see you, like, I've seen you many times, but they haven't seen you.
It won't be for long because I'm actually having to hold my camera at the minute. But I don't know why. I was just feeling like being a rascal. Here is my face.
Your face, you look like you sound, like you match. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm surprised. I'll tell you honestly, the first time I heard your voice, oh man, I'll tell you in private what I thought.
No, it's fine. I won't be offended. Don't worry.
No, I won't be offending you. I might be offending somebody else. So,
all right, no problem. Hey, brother.
Not you, I'm worried about. It's not you, but. How have you been? How's everything? Last time we saw you was a live stream, top 10 leather perfumes. Got a lot of great feedback from that. A 4-hour video. Loved that.
I was fucking tired. I'm still recovering from that, I think.
Yeah.
It was a big unit, that. That was a big, fat old stream. It was brilliant, though. I had the time of my life. It was fabulous. It was 4 hours of exactly what I love doing, just talking about perfume.
That's
you know what I mean? Just had a great time. Look how smooth me bonce is. I rarely look at myself, you know. Like I'm not one of these people, as you can probably tell. I'm not one of these people that sits and stares in the mirror. But I just can't believe how smooth I am.
It is smooth. Like, how often do you shave that thing?
Fucking just once every couple of weeks. The medication I'm on makes your hair grow really slowly, right? So it's like, it's brilliant in a way because you just don't have to fucking do it. You can just crack on with your life. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I just rarely look at how round and smooth it is, and it's all just one color, and it's very homogeneous.
I gotta try that sometime.
Oh, it's fabulous. Do you know Joy? You know how Joy Canoli's got the skull shaver,
right?
Have you seen it? It's like a 5-headed. It's like a 5-headed shaver for heads, and it's like his head is so nice and smooth. And it's like he has hair on the top of his head, unlike me. And sorry, I am literally like just checking myself out massively here. This is bad form, but it's like I would love one of those. Just do that once every couple of weeks, and I'd just be sorted.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It saves a lot of time, having the shaved head. Like,
oh, it's brilliant.
Doing hair or shampooing or.
I wear a hoodie. I wear a hoodie when it's cold, and it is cold here. It's fixing to snow in the next couple of days, so. I've been donning the hood. I've been donning the hood for the last couple of days, waiting to see when it's going to drop. But it's meant to be in the next couple of days. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. But
we just had a shit ton of snow, and I know when I've had a shaved heads. The fucking head gets cold really fast.
It's really strange. When I first started shaving my head, I was like, what is this madness? I can't go through life like this. I thought I was going to be one of them blokes that wore a hat all the time. You know what I mean? But I thought, oh, fuck that. I can't be arsed wearing a hat all the time, because that's even more hassle, because your head gets like hot, because you know how loads of the heat from your body escapes to the top of your head.
Yeah.
You start getting like hot in like weird places where you shouldn't be being hot. You know what I mean? You're like, what the hell's going on here? It's not normal.
Hot flashes.
you get like hot legs and hot feet, and you're like, why am I hot here? And then you realize it's because you're wearing a hat. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm donning some pants.
Yeah, put on some pants, man. Feel free. Pants or no pants, everybody's welcome. I wore this, Rich. I wore this one day last week.
What did you wear? Oh, Balenciaga Poro.
Yeah.
I saw you mention it when I was just before I came on stream. You know what I was doing. But I thought you saying that you were wearing Balenciaga Poro. How did you feel? Was it nice? Did you enjoy it?
It was super soapy.
Really?
Very soapy. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is how soapy it is. Thanks Anuj Patel for this from Enchanté. He generously gifted me this tester, which it's quite full. This is, I would say, 85-90% full, right? It's just missing the collar or whatever goes there and no cap, but I'm grateful to have it. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this. It was full and thick and rich, Mitch, and very masculine, very classically masculine. I got a lot of soap, like so soapy. And when I spray it in the air, I got a lot of incense, That incense didn't really show up on my skin, but when I spray it in the air, I can smell incense.
Outrageous. See, I don't get this. I don't get this soapiness. I get an oak moss. I get a smooth. Hold on, I've got a bottle up here. Hold on, I've got a bottle lurking about. I suppose for me, soapiness. I'm wearing Paco Rabanne Pour Homme today, and I get soapiness from that. Yeah. You know, I get like a bottle of. I get a bar of soap rubbed on like a fresh, clean piece of cedar wood, like freshly cut piece of cedar wood. So you can imagine like you lather up a bar of soap and you've got some nice, fresh, smooth cedar, and you just rub it up down there and stuff. And that's what I get from it. Like, but I get that from Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, but from Balenciaga, I get this rich, like berry sweet, rosy, petal, like rose petal, like rose water, but imagine like distilled rose water, so it's like really rich. You know what I mean? Like the rosiest rose water, like rose water extract. You know?
Yeah.
I get that from it, and then I get like this tart, jammy kind of thing. But to be fair, there's a lot going on. It could just be skin chemistry there.
It's layered. It's very layered.
Oh yeah, there's like, you couldn't imagine a designer perfume being released like this now. You know what I mean? Like just having this kind of complexity. This would go into a privé, and it would be like, you know how Tom Ford's privés have got like 2 or 3 different kinds of price points. You know, it would be like the most expensive one. Yeah. You can see it's in my natural habitat with the Balenciaga Pour Homme.
I can't believe how thick it is. Like how much this throws itself off skin. Like it literally, it dives off of skin, right? It wants to jump off.
It is. It's oops. Oh well, fuck it. That's over.
Come back. We miss you.
I can't hold it. I can't keep a hold of it for long. Because I can't be bothered. Sorry.
You know what I get a big blast of is ambergris. I can't help but think of how much ambergris is in here.
Outrageous.
It's like that soapy, waxy, slightly aldehydic freshness, and I get a lot of that from Chanel perfumes. Is that ambergris? It's probably not as high quality as what they have here. It might even be a synthetic, but I get a lot of ambergris, especially in the opening.
Do I get aldehyde? Give us a second. Let's have a smell. Yeah, I suppose I do.
It has that bluish marine thing, kind of this freshness coming that I normally get with ambergris. Like you know how you called Ombre Supreme like the best blue fragrance?
Yes.
You know how you referenced it as blue, and I get blue from this.
Okay.
Like almost like a marine freshness, fresh air sort of thing, and I believe that's got to be coming from ambergris.
Outrageous.
It's just so damn soapy.
I get what you're saying now. I'd never thought of it like that before, to be honest with you. I'd really never thought of it like that before.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways you can look at it, like so many different angles, and you just sometimes you got to forget everything you know and start again.
Yes, you're right. It's definitely, this is the reason. Like, I did that Strange Love video yesterday, and a couple of people in the chat, Rachel K was in the chat, and in the comments, and she was like, I absolutely love these. She was like, there was one of them, Silence the Sea, which I think is foul. I think it smells like rotten, dirty water, you know, like some of the nastiest shit I have smelled, like, period. And she was like, oh, I think it's great. She was like, it smells to me a bit like what people who are really into, like, shitty oud are into. Like, it must be like what it is for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd never thought of it like that. It's got this animalic.
You're muted, bud.
No, sorry. It's got this animal. Am I upside down?
No, you're sideways.
Oh, sorry. I can't do anything about that because I've got it on me. Unless I do that.
There you go. That's cool. Yeah.
I know, but that's like, hold on. Wait, no, that's not good. How's that?
Yeah, dude. How big are your hands, man? Put your hands up.
Fucking big units.
Damn, you got big hands too, eh, bro?
That's right. Aye. Give us a second. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can. Can I change which camera I'm using? Hold on. I'm not sure I can. If I go out and come back, I might be able to turn the camera around. So give us a second. All right. I'll leave and then come back, and I might be able to get it. I might be able to get it so that it's facing us permanently. If you give us 2 seconds.
What were we talking about? Yo.
Hold on, no, I can do it, yeah.
Like, it's kind of like my life is like all over the place, you know?
Hold on, can you? Right, hold up. Look, you see it now?
Hold up. You're still sideways. You might turn around in a moment.
No, hold on. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. Where are we? You can tell this is live. How is that?
Perfect.
Is that perfect? Can you see us?
Keep it right there. Yeah, man. That's great.
Okay. Oh.
What were you talking about?
What were we talking about?
Soapy,
Balenciaga pour on. What else? I don't know.
What did you wear today?
Paco Rabanne pour on.
That's right.
I wore Paco Rabanne pour on. Gonzalo wants to know how tall I am. I'm 6'2", just a bit shorter than Eugene.
I'm in this Coral Mandel.
I can't see you.
You can't see me?
I can't.
All right. Cool.
Let's go. You're wearing Balenciaga. You're wearing Coromandel.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Can you see us?
We see it loud and clear. Other than that, I've been wearing a lot of this.
What's that?
19, Chanel number 19.
Okay.
I've been wearing a lot of Bella Speedo, which I love. I wear this because it's effortless on me, and I love the way it smells. I love the way it wears. I love the way it makes me feel, and that sort of thing. So it's Bella Speedo's on my dresser. It sits on my dresser, very separate from my cabinet usually, and it's there when I don't want to think about. I don't want to get into like this mental challenge of what is it I'm going to wear. You know what I mean? You ever go through that battle?
Yes,
like, what am I going to wear today?
It's a nightmare when you do it. It is, because you will sit there and just fart around for like what feels like hours, but it's really just minutes, and you're just like, what the fuck am I going to wear today? And it's like you go over and over the same things, and I almost got into that sort of cycle today. I was thinking I was going to wear L'Eau d'Ambre by L'Artisan Parfumier. This, for me, you may be wondering what this is doing here since I've got my spring and summer rotation out. I think this is a spring and summer amber because it's light enough. I've got the L'Eau d'Ambre Extreme, right?
That's the Jean-Claude Elena.
That's the Jean-Claude Elena. This is the original one, though. Oh, God, I want to say Giacobetti, but I don't think it was. I'm sure it was a woman. Who the fuck was it? If someone in the chat knows. Oh, fuck me, who was it?
Yeah. I gotta... I don't know. I don't know myself. Somebody here will know. But okay, what do you think about it?
It's fantastic. It's light. It's a little bit... It's like Amber Sultan without the herbs and the spices. It's labdanum, but it's a very light, powdery kind of labdanum, you know? Little bit of vanilla. It's a little bit fresh. It's not dirty or skanky or like heavy at all. It's got a bit of patchouli. Caron Third. Sorry?
It's really interesting because you don't really see O and ambers paired up, like two very contrasting elements.
Yeah.
Like O is watery, fresh, clean, and ambers are very heavy, powdery, dusty, dry.
Yeah, this has got patchouli, vanilla, amber, and geranium. It was made by Karine Dubreuil-Sureni, who has made quite a few other things as well. But I think this stuff's fantastic. It's definitely wearable in the spring and the summer for like the cooler days. I wouldn't wear it in the highest of high heat.
What color do you see when you wear it?
Almost the same color as the label, like a very light orangey, ambery, like a translucent amber. Can you see the color of the label?
Yeah, we see it. We see it. Now, does it have texture or is it more smooth, like crisp?
Does it
have that ambery texture, like that powdery, ambery patchouli thing going on?
It's got a powdery patchouli, but it's got almost a little bit of, I don't want to say rubber. It's not like a balloon. It doesn't, like balloons have got that kind of rubbery, soft kind of thing. It's got more. It's a little bit smoother than that, but it's not. It's imagine a more sort of like watery. Imagine, like when you heat up like treacle or you heat up like syrup and it becomes a lot more viscous and a lot more oily sort of thing. It's got that kind of thing going on.
Okay, interesting. I've not smelled that. I've smelled the Amber Extreme. Christo had a bottle of the Amber Extreme, and it smelled absolutely glorious. And I've been searching it since, and it's so hard to come by. I think it was discontinued, and they don't even make it in the new style packaging. It was just in the original old classic bottle.
I've got the vintage one.
What do you think of it? The Jean-Claude.
It's literally like this, but just thicker,
heavier,
and denser and richer. And it's like this, but it's literally like an extreme version of this. It's like an extra. It's a denser. Imagine it's like one of the densest perfumes Jean-Claude Elena has ever made.
Damn.
Like you know how he just doesn't make like rich, deep, thick sort of stuff.
Right.
You know how that's just not his thing.
Rosenqueer was kind of he was getting away from that watery facets and lightweight. Yes, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean, but
that's like two perfumes you can name out of his entire collection that he's made, and there are probably a few others. I mean, he did the reformulation of Bellamy. He's done, but like in the main, his thing is very light, ethereal, watery kind of perfumes. Like the
really up my alley. I love that style. He did a few for Frederick Mull. Big at Concentré, which is really citrus and it's kind of irrelevant, but Angelique sous la pluie, which is it's featherweight. It's like it just kind of floats like this, right? Very soft, very, very transparent. I guess Declaration was one of his heavier perfumes, wasn't it? And even
I think that is very lightweight.
Yeah,
I think Declaration. Give us 2 seconds.
It's darker, and it does have a dark note pyramid, but yeah, it does have also a sense of weightlessness. Well, I love that stuff.
I've got it. This is an old,
absolutely brilliant. But you know what I've noticed is that combination of cumin and dry cedar wood, I'm starting to notice like out on the streets and smelling it on other dudes.
Okay. Oh, I get a massive dose of ISO super from it, or something like that.
Yeah, he used a lot of synthetics.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just
not at all. No, I don't have a problem with it.
It's just kind of like,
I love how minerally and dry and spicy it is, aromatic.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more spicy than you think it's going to be. It's a spicy little boy. When you first get that first hint of,
it has that underarm effect. You know, that sweaty underarm.
Yeah, it's when you first smell it and you smell all the ISO super, you think, here we go. This is going to be like, this is going to be an ISO super bomb. You know, this is going to be like. This is going to be like everything else I've ever smelled that's got ISO super in it. And then all of a sudden you're confronted with like the pungent East, you know? And it's like, what the hell's going on here? This was not what I was expecting to come after I smelled the ISO super. Excuse me, whilst I declutter.
But you know what? I love that style. Where a perfumer or a brand has an aesthetic. I think that in itself is an art form, and it can be quite challenging to maintain. What do you think?
It's I don't know.
Like,
go on.
How many brands or perfumers can you name that have this aesthetic that runs through all of their line?
Right. So it's very, I think it's a bit easier. I think it's a bit more common than what you're thinking, because I could say you could identify it in Prada. You could identify it with Daniela Andrea. You could identify it in Cartier now. You could do it with Hermes under Jean-Claude Elena. You could do it with Chanel under Polge and Polge 2. You could do it with, you could say Creed. You could say the Guerlains when Guerlain was in charge of Guerlain, if that makes sense. There is an aesthetic, but what I would say is it's much easier to identify said aesthetic when one perfumer stays with one house.
Yeah.
Whereas when the perfumers all just compete for a brief, you know, it becomes very hard to identify a clear sort of direction from a house when you've got lots of different perfumers competing, and you've got all these different aesthetics coming out, and it depends what the brief is. It depends who's in charge and who's picking the perfumes, you know. It's.
Do you like that thread that runs throughout every perfume and gives it a similarity? Are you okay with that?
To a point, yes. To a point, because sometimes you get bored and sick, and the need to like mix things up. Sometimes it hits. Sometimes it just hits different. It's brilliant. Like it become, you know, like when Heidi Slimane was at Dior, and he was releasing stuff like Dior Homme, Bois d'Argent,
Yeah.
things like that, then you knew that there was one person who liked that particular style, and they were going to stick to that particular style, and they were going to riff on the theme a bit, like he's done at Celine. You know, I imagine maybe he's got oh, for fuck's sake, different perfumers, you know, but it's his theme.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one who said
very much his aesthetic, powdery, woody, drier. That's what he loves. And you see it in Bois d'Argent, Dior Homme.
Yes. I'm loving this.
What do you think of this, Rich? And not so much the concentration or the version, but the idea of this. And this is Caron Third Man.
I have got my bottle. If you give us 2 seconds, I will try and dig it out. It's right there. It's right. Is it? Fuck. It's not there at all. Where the fuck is it? I had it. Where are you? Where are you? Caron Pour un Homme. No, not Pour un Homme. Troisième Homme.
Third Man.
Third Man. Where the fuck have I put it? Is it back behind here?
You probably got 3 or 4 bottles.
I have got 1 bottle, maybe 2. Maybe 2. So 1 moment, please. No, that's Voyeur.
I'm having a hard time smelling anything. I think I'm stuffed or something, but I have to say, Rich, I wore this one day last week and I absolutely love it. And I'm sure whatever version you have probably trumps this, but the idea of this perfume, I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. And it totally fills me up. Just the idea of it.
That fills you up. Give us 2 seconds. It's right in front of us. Right in front of us, the shithouse. I've got this version.
Yeah, okay, we see it. Is that
the
very first release?
I think it's one of, if not the first release. It's like around that kind of. It's around that kind of time frame. I want to say. Sorry, I've got a really dry mouth. It's very powdery on me. Very powdery on me.
I don't get that, really.
I get a massively powdery lavender. It's clean and it's nice. There was 2 sets of spray on these. Is outrageous.
I love it so much. It's so dry and woody and spicy, aromatic. It has a great vanilla, like a great balsamic vanilla.
Have you smelled Pour un Homme?
Yeah. It's very different vanillas. That's all vanilla. This has just a little bit of vanilla to prop up the base, right? But it's a beautiful contrast with those dry, woody, spicy notes.
So I get lavender. I get a bit of greenness, maybe a bit of herbalness.
Yeah, I get a big rosemary.
Yeah, I get this kind of powdery lavender. What version of the Pour un Homme have you got?
I think this is the most recent release. I got this on Amazon a couple years ago, 5 years ago. And I just threw this in my basket once because it was like 40 or 50 bucks. They're dirt cheap, right?
Yeah.
But absolutely brilliant perfumery right here. I think this is one of the greats.
What, the Pour un Homme?
Yeah, no, Third Man.
Well, Third Man. I agree. I think Third Man's absolutely fantastic.
For me, Pour un Homme is beautiful, but it's got nothing on Third Man for me as far as interest.
I think Pour un Homme's very basic. Yeah.
Very nice. To me, that's a bedtime scent, or you know, just a chill. Just a chill.
I get this kind of. It's almost a spice. I think the spice you're getting comes from the vanilla, like a vanilla, like a spicy vanilla.
I get a lot of dry spices in the top. It's like rosemary and I don't know, cilantro or something, basil, something green, something fresh, something aromatic, not quite minty.
So it's got a Malfi lemon in it, and if it's a Malfi lemon,
huge lemon. Yeah, that's right.
It's got a Malfi lemon, and a Malfi lemon's creamy, and it's creamy compared to normal lemon. Normal lemon zesty, it's sharp, it's citric. This isn't like that. This is like a creamy, smooth kind of lemon. It's also got anise, and it's got coriander as well. Which that spiciness, that warm kind of vibe that's coming off it is probably the coriander. It's got geranium in it too. So you get like a smooth kind of lift, like the minty kind of thing. You know?
I find it a very proper barbershop fougere. Almost a chypre, it almost goes in the chypre territory in the base, right? With that moss, very soft patchouli. Very classic. I love this stuff. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
I went through a phase of wearing this like once a week. I went through a phase of wearing this once a week when I first got it.
Are you still in love with it?
I wouldn't say I'm in love with it, but I really do like it. The thing with this is I feel as though I have to dress this up. It's for me, this is a very smart. It makes me feel older than I am. You know, it makes us feel responsible.
All good things.
Well, quite. Unless you're a massive child like me, but it's I'll tell you what it has overtures of, and I don't know if you've smelled this. I am going to knock shit over, and I can't be pulling.
I think it's just absolutely brilliant, and every time I wear it, I just feel so happy, and I'm like, yes, I made the right pick, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Like whatever it is I'm doing, I don't really feel overdressed for this. It just feels like classic gentleman to me.
Have you ever smelled this?
Ma Liberté. I have not.
This is glorious. This has a very similar vibe. This is Ma Liberté by Jean Patou. And if you can find a bottle of this, I would buy it. It's one of the cheaper Jean Patous, and it is a glorious lavender. I think the sandalwood in it. It's very smooth. It's very creamy. It's at the highest fucking. It's the highest of fucking high quality. Like, it was feminine targeted, but it's got absolutely nothing. Like it's nothing like what you would consider like feminine targeted young lady kind of fragrances. Now it's very grown up. It's got lemon again. It's got lavender again. It's got patchouli, sandalwood, nutmeg. So it's got this kind of, I'll fucking put a spray on. This stuff has an absolutely gorgeous sandalwood in, like all of the Jean Patous do.
And Nuge used to have a shitload of those until they stormed the Capitol. That
and unfortunately that wasn't me. Because I would have preferred it if it was.
I'm not naming any names. I know who it was.
Oh, you know who it was?
I know who it was.
Oh my god. I wish I knew who it was. And I knew where they lived. I can fucking go and get them. This stuff is like Troisième Homme on steroids in a good way.
That.
I really recommend it. See if Anuja's got a tester lurking about somewhere. He's always got a spare bottle. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, you get florals in there?
Yes.
Like the jasmine, rose, iris.
I get this almost Chanel quality out of it because of the jasmine and the rose. It feels fresher than the Troisième Homme. It feels a bit sharper. It feels a bit more ambery It
Yeah.
feels a bit richer, a bit, well, not richer. Richer is probably the wrong word for it. What does it feel like?
Smooth. They're smooth. They're super smooth.
Fucking double smooth.
Those I
So
smell
well made.
the few Jean Patous that I've smelled, they're, you know, just like Chanel comes to mind, Old Guerlain, classic French perfumery.
Yes,
Absolutely beautiful.
that is exactly what it is. It's absolutely stunning.
Just classic, timeless.
That's exactly what it is, but it's got this freshness to it. It's got this newness to it, you know, even though it's like it's like a 35-year-old fragrance. It's got this kind of, it's got this like, I don't want to say baby freshness to it, but it's got this newness to it. Like,
Yeah.
you know that new baby smell.
Oh yeah.
It's got that to it, like this kind of like limitless potential. Like you put it on and it's like the beginning of a new day. It's the beginning of a new life world. Like things are never going to be the same again, sort of thing.
It almost sounds like it brings happiness and joy.
Yes. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? That's really shocking. It's one of the lemon notes that I love. It's not sharp or piercing. It's kind of like, you know, when you get a warm ray of sunshine comes through the crack in the curtains in the morning and it hits your face and it's warm and it's inviting and it's nice and it's not too much, but it's enough to like wake you up naturally.
Yeah. It releases good energy.
Yeah, it's absolutely glorious. Like it really is.
It's amazing how perfume can do that, isn't it?
It is. It's fucking beautiful.
What do you think, Rich? What do you think of the word perfume?
I love it.
How do you refer to this hobby of ours?
I collect perfumes. What do you want us to say?
Is that what you say? You don't call it?
Yeah, it's like depends who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to an idiot, I'll be like, oh, because like in this country, I'll be like, like I collect aftershaves, or I collect like fucking, like fucking, I don't know, like basically that, like, but you collect perfumes because that's what perfumes are. They're all perfumes. You perfume yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You perfume yourself. That's what it means in like modern English parlance. It's that, or you don't understand the language. Why?
Yeah. Oh, somebody was just giving me not hard time, but they were like calling me a sissy for calling it perfume. And I was like, I've always really called it perfume. But, you know, here in Canada, it's called cologne. When you go to the store, you ask for cologne. If you ask for perfume, they give you this really funny look, like almost like a dirty look, like something is wrong, like you've said something wrong. But yeah, I was just wondering what other people call it.
In this country, it's men wear aftershave, even if it's an eau de toilette, an eau de parfum, an eau de cologne. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is, they call it aftershave. That's because it's to do with back in the day, like 60 years ago, they couldn't get men to buy like scents. You know, right. That's something else. I call it scent. They couldn't get men to buy it, so what they did is they started calling them aftershaves, so that like men would buy them, you know, stuff like Eau Sauvage.
Marketing.
Yeah, it was marketing. It was a total marketing thing. If you're one of those people who is stupid enough to be sold to, you will call it what they tell you to call it. You know, otherwise you just call it what you fucking want. It's a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Yeah. You know. Just
I feel personally, I feel goofy calling it cologne.
Cologne to me implies I don't want to say immaturity, but cologne to me implies a type of perfume. You know, like perfume is an umbrella term for me. You know, perfume is what it is, and then, you know, like I don't know if you have this in your country, but we call vacuum cleaners hoovers over here, right? Hoovers is one type of vacuum cleaner, right?
That's but what the market girls that come back to us after you break up with them, hoovers.
Yeah, the marketers of Hoover brilliantly brilliantly got everybody to call all vacuum cleaners Hoovers, you know?
Yeah.
So it
Like,
to me, calling it cologne smacks of like a marketing sort of it's a marketing sort of thing, you know. It's splitting hair. If people, the thing is that I wouldn't get. There's absolutely no way I would ever get caught up on what somebody else called it. You know, it's like getting upset over what somebody else says about what you like.
yeah.
You know, somebody could say that they thought chorus was shit, and I'd be like, oh, do you? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck do you want us to fucking say? You know? What do you like? I don't care. You know, if you don't like it, well, that's fine. It's you don't have to like it. It's me that fucking.
I guess it's just a personal thing. It's a personal thing, and for me,
people who get wound up and hung up about it and stuff like that are just just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's funny because people go around and they're like, oh, don't tell me what to say, and then they start telling you what to say. You know what I mean?
No, I was like, yeah, you sound like a sissy calling it perfume. And I was like, do I sound like a sissy? But you're masculine, man. And I was like, let's ask Rich. Rich has got a beard and a shaved head, and he's as fucking macho as anybody, right? So if he can call it perfume, I can call it perfume.
Do you know what it is? I was just about to say, it's like, I can call it fucking perfume all I want. If somebody wants to say I look or sound like a fucking sissy man, then they can say it to us and see what fucking happens. I think at this point, the way I look, nobody's calling me a fucking a sissy man. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, on the internet, they can say whatever they want, right?
Yeah, exactly. People just say shit because they can't stand dead air.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
I see Dewar Rose is in the fucking house. Give us 2 seconds. All right. Dewar Rose bought me a hat. Where is it? I fucking had this hat earlier on. I was fucking looking at it. I was like, oh, there's that hat Dewar Rose bought us. I'll put it. I'm going to wear it to cover my bald head. Where the fuck? Can you still see it?
I see just the top of your head.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Give us 2 seconds. Where is it? Someone's done off with me hat. Oh, there it is. It wasn't even where I was looking, which is probably why I couldn't find it there. See me hat? I love me hat.
Ah, the paperboy hat. That's the old English hat.
This is from Ireland. So
they get quite stylish, eh?
That's right. I just need a pipe. In fact, give us 2 seconds. Right. I was at the auction a couple of weeks ago, right? And
a walking cane to match with that.
I do need a walking cane to match with it. I need a walking cane and a pipe and a hound. I need a dog.
Like a basset hound.
Yes.
Big long floppy ears.
That's right. Give us a second. Here we go. Right. 1 moment, please. I'm fucking. It's gonna come here.
Oh shit! Look at this fucking guy. Who are you?
That's right. I'm a fucking smell
like some pirate there.
matey. This is Jose Salvador's pipe, and
I thought it was Captain Jack.
Captain Jack, the fucking guy from what they're called. Give us a second.
Jack Sparrow.
Cactus Jack Sparrow. This is just a pipe for the look. This has got nothing to do with smoke.
Do you smoke from it ever?
No, I don't ever smoke. But I do look like I smoke. You know, I look like I've caught a few whales in my time. You know.
And the stream right there, bro. And the stream.
matey. But I bought a couple of humidors. Oh fuck! I can't keep a hold of anything either. I'll be dropping shit when I'm on stream as well. That's just gonna be. I need a pocket watch as well. It's just mental. I bought a couple of humidors at auction a few weeks ago for some god unknown reason. and these pipes came with them, and I was like, "Oh, sound!" So I've got some pipes. I've got a couple of humidors. I just thought they looked cool. I like a box, you know. I like a well-made box, you know. Like,
Yeah.
don't know why. Just always been a fan of a good box.
Really?
Do you like a good box?
I love a good box. I'm a
I
fan of boxes.
Oh yeah.
Do you save all your boxes?
I've got pictures of boxes.
You got pictures, eh?
I've kept the pictures of boxes just for future reference.
Floral Notes wants to know if you'll go to prom with her.
Is she paying? Is she paying?
Damn, yeah, equality. There you go.
That's right.
Maybe you can pay your portion and she can pay her portion. I don't know how that works. What do you do? Is that something you discuss beforehand, or do you wait for the moment that the bill arrives to decide?
I went out with a girl once, and I was like, I went to pay the bill, and she literally wouldn't let us pay the bill. She was like, "No, I'll pay." Like, she was like, "I'll pay my bit," and I was like, "No." I'm like, I'll pay."
She didn't want to feel like she owed you anything after.
Fucking, she gave us something afterwards anyway.
Damn. Yeah, we're on. You're going with Lily, and I'm going with Smurfy. We're gonna double date here.
That's right. Alan Hansen has seen my face before. Alan Hansen has seen us. I've met him before in this very country, in my own country. Oh,
Rich Mitch is literally a Viking.
Literally.
Do you have like a braided wig or anything you can put on for the rest of the stream? I've got like a what is it? How would I describe it? It looks like a Southeast Asian mask. You know, it's like a little bit of a grotesque mask, but you hang it on the wall. You know, it's kind of weird. Do you want to see it? Sure, pull it out.
Give us a sound. Oh,
pull it out.
Big unit. It's fucking heavy. I haven't got a wig, unfortunately. I just sort of walk around with no hair. But
lift it up a little bit. Damn.
You see it?
Yeah, lift it up a little bit higher.
What if I take a piece?
That's a little bit higher. That's a big piece.
Yeah, I've got a big piece.
All hand carved?
I would imagine so. Yes. Again, I bought this at auction. It doesn't have the provenance with it.
Are you going to hang that over your bed or anything?
Not over my bed. I imagine it would fall on us, and I've got no hair to protect me dome.
Like some scary dreams and stuff. Maybe some nightmares.
Well, that'd be protected.
That would scare the shit out of me.
It's a big unit. It stays over in the far corner of the room, so it can't come and get us. You know
I don't think I'd be able to sleep with that thing in my room.
That's all right. That is it's big. It's big wood. You know what I mean?
Is it smooth?
It's smooth wood. It is smooth.
Yeah.
It's well carved. It's well made. Very hard. Made of hard wood.
Cool.
Big hard wood.
Very trimmed and manicured. It looked.
It was. It still is, I imagine. Oh dear. What should we talk about? Should we do?
What else have you gotten lately from the auction?
I've got this.
I know you're a big fan. What happened to the gong that you had?
I've still got it, but it's in the other room and it's like put away. It's put away. It's like it's not easy to get to. I'm not sure how my mum would feel about us bashing it at 10:30 at night. I mean, don't get us wrong. I'm not particularly against bashing it at 10:30 at night, but it wouldn't go down very well. That'd be hell on. I imagine.
Mm.
I might not have the same number of teeth when I wake up as when I went to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I've got
let's give
this.
mom a break. We'll give mom a break. We'll do it another time.
I've got a.
We'll schedule a live stream.
I will do one earlier in the day, like 12 o'clock your time, 5 o'clock my time.
Yeah. You know what we still need to do is the we were talking about doing a top 10 Dior Privé video.
It would have to be a top 5.
Top
You've
5?
Got 10 though.
I've got 20 maybe.
Oh my god. Oh, I wanted to tell you this, right? So I went to the Dior boutique on Saturday, and I was talking with the lady, and she was like, "Oh, Richard, come over here and see." And she had bottles of Queer Canage, she had bottles of Leather Rude, she had bottle of Bois d'Argent, Eau Noir, and they all had the old CD label on them.
Shit.
So they weren't, and she said that they've introduced like this heritage sort of collection thing. I don't know if that's what they called it, but it was like, she said, since they're like the original ones, they're the older ones, that they're bringing them out with the CD caps on. So I was like, right, that's, I don't want to say devious, but I was like, that
makes things up.
Yeah, it mixes things up. So, like, I know I've said many a time, I wanted to clarify this to as many people as I possibly can. I know there's like 90 odd people watching. That I have said before that if you get a Dior Privé, try and get one with the separated CD logo on. That doesn't stand anymore because they have apparently brought back the old logo for the old style, for the old like releases like Bois d'Argent, Eau Noir, Cologne Blanche, Leather Rude, Queer Canage, those sorts of things. So just keep a sharp eye out.
I'm just showing them now.
That's right.
There's the CD, the first original CD, and you can tell it's the original because the letters are separated, and here they're intertwined, they're connected, they're conjoined.
Yes. That's right.
That's weird. I'm really surprised they're going back to this.
I think that I was
kind of devious, isn't it?
It is a little bit. It's almost as if they've been listening and watching, and they've thought, well, we'll try and shift a few. Or whether she was just doing that to fuck with me.
Yeah,
because she's always trying to get her hand in my pocket. Like, she's always trying to get us spending money because she knows I will. Like, if I want like a certain vintage of something.
That's why I strongly dislike talking to sales assistant for that reason.
Oh my god!
It's like you have to dodge every single one independently, or just kind of like. And I don't want to be rude, right? Because then it ruins my moment as well. But it's sometimes a pain in the ass. You just want to be left alone. You want to smell. You want to, have a good think, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Is it for you or for somebody else?"
Oh God, yes. That's the point at usually which I say that I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, usually what will happen is as soon as they say, "Hi, Richard, how are you?" I'm like, "Hi, I'm just having a smell today. I'm not buying anything." Do you know what I mean? Let's just get that shit right out of the way straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just fucking just don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll just usually say I'm having this smell, and if I need anything, I'll let you know. And
sometimes they'll let you be, and sometimes they just don't. And it's not ideal. Whoa, shit.
But then there's really good sales assistants where I get not stuck, but I end up talking to them for like, I'm taking up their time, Yeah. I know they're busy, but as long as they're engaging, if there's nobody around shopping or buying, or if there's nobody for them to help, I'll stick around and stand and chat for a bit and talk about whatever it is, that's on our minds. But that can be fun too, because there are some really good sales assistants.
Yeah.
It's a matter of getting to know, spend the time going there, getting to know
Yeah,
them.
that's right. There's some that really like I can just go in and talk to
Yeah.
and just have a good time with, and we can talk about perfume. And there are some there that are just like that.
They're really touchy though, on their brands. Like if
Yeah,
you
some
say
of them are like,
anything about their brand, they get really upset. They take it personal.
yeah, like those, like there are people like that who collect perfumes. If you slate their perfume collections, or if you slate the perfumes that they love, then they take it as a personal attack. Whereas you could, like, if you've got any kind of fucking character, you can just be like, well, that's just your opinion, man. You know what I mean? That's just like what somebody else thinks. It's crazy. Some people are just too invested,
Yeah. Did you see the last episode of Les Odorants?
Yes,
Where they went off on a guy named Steve?
I think so. Yes.
Early on, I think they got offended because we had sent them some samples and they had covered Les Ups today, and somebody had called Houdini a shill.
Okay, right. Yes, I remember now.
And Houdini had gone off on him. I was like, dude, Houdini's a savage. Like, guys like Houdini or calling Ramsey a shill, like, these are two savages. Like, if you've seen some of Ramsey's last couple of live streams, covering whatever is he's covering, he's like a complete savage, right? Complete savage.
I know Ramsey. I know you. I know Ramsey. I know
the wrong tree.
I know you. I know Ramsey. I know Houdini. I know you people well enough to know. I wouldn't, if I thought you would say shit for fucking, if I thought you or Ramsey or Houdini, I couldn't be as friendly with you as I am. Like, because I can't deal with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, you know what the thing is about that Steve, whoever it is that sent them that message, what that pisses me off is that they're barking up the wrong tree. They're pointing their fucking anger, which they have a genuine right to have because the state of the community is an absolute clip. They're pointing their anger at the wrong people. You know what I mean? There are people out there who are like, their stated goal is to is to grow that channel as much as they possibly can. They want as many subscribers as they can. They want influence. They want clout. I mean, it shows you. It says a lot about somebody that is what they want from. That is what they want from something they say as a hobby. It's deception. Whether they're deceiving me and you, or whether they're, I mean, in a lot of cases, deceiving themselves. You know, I see a lot of people who, I mean, there are a lot of people who tell lies, and what you'll find is a lot of people tell lies, and they save the biggest lies for themselves, and it's quite sad to see, which is one of the reasons I don't go in as hard as I used to on people like that, because I think a lot of these people, they hide behind the whole, it's just business, it's just a money-making exercise, it's just this, it's just that. And I think, do you know what it is? It's not. You are chasing clout, you're chasing favor, you're chasing acceptance, you're chasing power, and you'll say and do anything. And the problem with saying and doing anything is that what you say and do means nothing. If you'll say anything, it means nothing, you know?
Right.
And it's sad for them, you know? Like, they deserve a fucking, like, a kick, and they deserve, like, being told to fuck off and stuff like that. The problem I've got with hello Remington, you're not bad yourself. The problem I've got with what the guy who they were referring to on on deodorants, and I've had a couple of people say to me, "Oh, like, is Ramsey a shill? Is Eugene telling people what to say?" It's like, absolutely fucking not. And you're directing your anger. What pisses us off? You're directing your anger at the wrong fucking people. You could be directing this anger, this feeling, this genuine fucking feeling. Because I agree with a lot of what these people say. It's just the fact that they're fucking saying it to the wrong people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like free bottles. I don't like fucking, I certainly wouldn't be paid for a fucking review. Rates lists. I had no idea rate lists and fee lists existed until I was sent copies of the requests by some. I won't say who it was, because I imagine they would be mortified if I did say. But they were like, "Oh, this is like what people."
YouTube or IG?
Both.
Okay.
Both. This person
I'm not
was.
Sure, I know the. I don't know if we've ever talked about this privately.
Well,
but...
I'll tell you afterwards. You won't be surprised when I tell you who it was. But this person has a big fan base, especially on YouTube. But they also have a fan base on Instagram as well. And people reach out to this person all the time, and they're like, "Oh, look, if we send you this, can you send us your rate seats, your rate lists? Like, how much do you charge to say that you like it? How much do you charge to say that you love it? How much will you charge to say that the whole house is brilliant? How much will you charge to say? How much will you charge to say that people should buy it?" And it's like, fuck. It fucking really is very, very fucking dodgy. I mean, that's really bad.
Did you see any of the? What were the prices like?
I didn't see the prices. I didn't see the prices because they were requesting the prices. That's what they were doing. They were requesting the prices. There are. You've got to imagine it's not Sebastian Gonzalo. It's not Sebastian. I promise you. I don't actually know Sebastian away from YouTube. I've never communicated with Sebastian outside of the YouTube comments. It's like fucking Kevin says he will shill $20 and I will talk about your fragrance. Kevin, you would, but nobody fucking wants you to say they like your fragrance because you fucking taste shit. It's a dodgy little world.
So I get messages every day for people requesting to showcase my perfumes on their IG or what. I've never gotten the rate list or somebody asking for money. Just send free bottles, and that happens every day. Sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times. I've never knew like how like the scope of it all. You know,
it's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive. You've got to remember as well, it's to fuck's sake cheaper for a brand to send out like what, $500 to somebody like Max 40 and say, will you say this, that, and the other? Here's the bottle, here's the presentation, here's this, that, and the other. Will you say X, Y, and Z? And it's like, rather than send $5 million to Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and it really does show. It really does show, right? That I would not do that, even with the size of my channel. I wouldn't do that for $500. I'd want a fucking hell of a lot more. And it shows, for me, it exposes a lack of not awareness, but a lack of self-worth when somebody. Sorry?
Integrity, a lack of integrity.
Yeah, it's like you'll fucking. Well, I mean, if you'll take $500 to basically lie, if you'll take $500 to say something that you don't really feel, like what, like is that all your words worth? Is that all you are worth as a person? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and that's how you feel about yourself. Have you got no ambition? Like money says, like Kevin says, and it's a really good question, this, right? and you would say, what is your price, Rich? How much do they need to pay you to boost their fragrance? I wouldn't do it out of spite. I'm at the point now, right? I'm at the point now in the fragrance community, right, where there is, even if I loved a fragrance, right, if Balenciaga, I mean, fucking hell, I wouldn't say anything for Balenciaga. There isn't enough money in the world at the minute, Jesus. If Tom Ford came to us and said, here, Tobacco Wood, will you promote it for us on your channel, right? And here's like $10,000. I'd be like, no. Because
25, what about 100,000? Like, what would you, there's got to be a price. There's a price to everything. Is there a price for you?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? As a thought experiment, right? Just as a thought experiment, and this is what there is. I could easily just sit here and say no, because I could always turn around, right, and have much more power, which you could then monetize yourself, right, by saying no. You could be the person. You remember when the KLF? You remember when the KLF burned $1 million? The band. There was a band called the KLF, and they burned $1 million.
KLF. The name sounds familiar. Yes, KLF.
Yeah, the KLF. I'm sure it was the KLF that burned $1 million. And it was like that's different, because they could have used that money to do some good in the world, but they wanted to make a point, right? And it's kind of like it shows power to not go for the money, you know? Like you want people to go on about alpha. People go on about alpha males and stuff like that. You want to show real alpha male power, right? I know if you want to show real alpha male power, you refuse the thing that everybody else accepts, and you stand on your own. So as a thought experiment now, if a brand like fucking, say if I did love something, say if Balenciaga did come to us and say, look, we want to relaunch Balenciaga Pour Homme, it will smell exactly the same. It will smell exactly the same as it did in 1990. It's going to be in the same bottle, the same perfume. Here's £1 million, not dollars, pounds. Here's £1 million.
That's a big damn difference, dude.
Let's talk real currency. You know what I mean? Here's £1 million. Would you fucking boost it? I'd be like, well, I'd be happy to, because it's my favorite fragrance, if we're being honest. But at the same time, I would still have those thoughts. I would be on to you in the middle of the night being like, I'm not sure I should do this. And you'd be screaming at us saying, don't be fucking stupid. You should be definitely taking £1 million to talk about your favorite fragrance. You know what I mean? But the fact is that everybody knows that I would be honest. And if I took that £1 million, right, and I was to promote it, there would always be the question in the back of people's minds, is he still being honest? Because he took £1 million to say it. All right.
That's something that they're going to have to worry about. Exactly.
That's something that I would worry about, though.
Well, you don't need to, because you've been honest from the beginning, before the £1 million even came into the equation.
You've heard that saying before, though, that it takes a lifetime to build a reputation and it's fucking instant to lose it, right? And it's exactly that. I don't know, right, that it would be worth it for that. I mean, what you've never had, you never miss. So if I don't get the £1 million, I would just keep living the way I am. I know it sounds like, of course you would take £1 million of the thing. I probably would if it was something that I already loved, right? But say I didn't know what this perfume was going to smell like, and the arrangement was already made, right? If somebody like Argos perfumes, they're big into putting adverts. I see adverts at the top of my fucking subscriptions list all the time. The fucking rotters with people like Curly Fragrance, and she promotes Soldier Boy fragrance as well. I bet it's.
I've seen that. I haven't seen the Argos, but Soldier Boy keeps popping up.
Fucking right. Say Soldier Boy got in touch with you. He was like, hey, I want to pay you fucking $5,000 to promote my fragrance. Obviously, you've got to say good shit about it. You've got to say fucking, You've got to say X, Y, and Z about it, right? But that's before, and I will pay you, but you have to do it before you've smelled it, right? That's absolutely not happening, right? Yeah. Never in a month of fucking Sundays would I fucking do that. That shit is wrong, right? Because at the end of the day, you could be lying, right? You know what you have to say, you know how to say it, right? But you're gigging the system, you're gimmicking the system for your own good, you're leveraging, you're taking from the community and not putting anything back, right? It's like it's a one-way street. It's literally like fucking. It's like being. I don't want to say a parasite. I'm not referring to Michelle anymore. I'm not referring to Curly Fragrance anymore. But like that whole group of people, right? Are they're eating and they're living. They're barnacles. They're parasites. Parasitic living. You know what I mean? And it's not living. I mean, I don't know if they've got real jobs and stuff like that. They might do. But you are taking and giving nothing back. What they would say is that all thoughts are my own. Of course they're your fucking thoughts. You know what I mean? Like the words are coming out of your mind, out of your mouth. You've got to think it. You know what I mean? It's semantics. It's words. It's like lawyer speak. It's words. You know, how you word stuff.
Do you think that is just us from the outside looking in on that? Because that's a very separate part of the fragrance world. Is that us looking in because we're smaller and we're in a smaller space? We're more confined. We're more constricted. Because if you go into those videos, if you read the comments, you don't really see attacks of shill or anyone complaining. People are just like, oh my god, I'm dying to smell this, like it sounds so amazing. You know, everybody seems like they're in on it, or
they've bought into it. Yeah, those people are marks.
They're what?
Those people are the people that those people are targeting.
Right,
that's the target audience. I am not the target audience for the Soulja Boy fragrance. Hello, Catherine. I'm not the target audience for the Soulja Boy fragrance. That fragrance would have to be fucking phenomenal for me to buy it, right? It would have to be something pretty fucking special, right? They are marks. Those people are fucking marks, right? Those people, like people who buy, and the thing is, you could extend that outwards, right, to things like Veblen goods.
Yeah, so, and it's not just Soulja Boy. It's many brands.
No, it's not just Soulja Boy at all. I don't want to.
There's many brands.
Yeah, it's the same with Michelle as well. I don't know her. I am sure she is a wonderful fucking person. I'm sure she's very nice.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing like I'm not casting aspersions on a fucking person, you know, but I'm saying what she is doing in this instance and what these other YouTubers are doing as well in this instance is to me, by my judgment, my opinion, I think is wrong. I think what they are doing is they are taking and not putting anything back in. They are not empowering people to make their own. They are not empowering people to make their own judgments. They are not informing people. They are selling. It's infomercials. You know, I mean, to be fair, we are getting to the point now where it's not even fucking infomercials. It's commercials. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I'll tell you who another
fucking brand has almost always been like that, very commercially.
It's because it's come into our doorstep. I think part of what
people like that. Some people want to be sold a product.
Couldn't agree more.
They want to be told what to buy. There's lots of people that don't know what fragrance. They want something that's stylish. They want something popular. They want something that everyone else is wearing, and it's a place for them to go to.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And do you know what it is? That's why I call they're the marks.
Yeah,
they are the marks. They are the people who are in the crowd and they want to smell like the rest of the crowd because they don't want to stand out too much because they might get some attention, unwanted attention, that have to defend themselves, you know. They don't have this kind of a lot of the buy-in and stuff like that from the reviewers, not from the reviewers, from the people who watch these people, right, is about, and I see Caboose has made this point, it's about validation. It's about being told, and I've said this quite a few times, it's about being told that you're a good boy, you're a good girl, you've bought the right fragrance, you've done the right thing. It's about being patted on the back, patted on the fucking head. Well done. You are clever. You've got the edge. You've done the right thing. They want consoling. They want to be, what the fuck is it called when people are fucking like, they just want to be validated. They want to be told you've done the right thing.
They want to fit in. They want to fit in. Yeah,
some people want to run with the herd, and it's very jarring when you're not one of those people and you look at it and you think, oh God, you fucking bastards, I hate you. Why are you all like this? Do you know what I mean? It's a nightmare out there, and it winds me up something foul, right? But at the same time, I've got to look at myself as well. I've got to look at myself as well and say, well, do you really have the right? I can express my opinion, right? Which is what I've been doing tonight, talking to you, me and you talking, expressing my opinion, how I feel about it, right? But at the end of the day, they've got to figure out how they feel about it as well. And if they all want to get into these fucking influencers fucking comments and be like, yes, I'm with you, we'll do this together. I love it when you tell us that I've done the right thing, and they don't want any qualified statements. They want some absolute statements. So when they hear a good-looking woman say that she thinks it's sexy, that's all they need to hear, because to them that just like takes that, and then imagination does the rest. You know, they are very easily led down that path.
That's their intent with Perfume, is to get noticed, get recognized, get laid.
Yeah. But the thing is that never happens. It's always jam tomorrow. It's always jam tomorrow. I don't know if you have that phrase over there. We have it over here. I think it was to do with rationing after the war. But it's always, if you say jam tomorrow, it's like always something to look forward to. There's always something coming, but it hasn't arrived yet. But it's going to. It'll be here tomorrow. You've just got to wait. Keep the faith. Keep going.
Yeah.
Just do what I say, and then keep doing what I say. And if it doesn't, it's always tomorrow. So when you get to tomorrow, well, I did say tomorrow, so it's the day after, really. And it's these people who don't have, that kind of sense of self, and that kind of, I don't want to say like self-worth, but fucking self-worth. The people who are like sure of themselves, the people who understand themselves. These people are like they need other people to tell them what to do.
Okay, so when's the last time that you remember you've been influenced by a reviewer, and what have you purchased? Do you remember?
Dura fucking Rose told me to buy Valentino Uomo, the peach version, and I did, and it's shit. That was last week. The shit house. It's how, when was the last time I was influenced? Probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And I used to watch. What I would advise is, right, because I knew I was getting into, well, I've always been into this. It's been like 20 years I've been like collecting fragrances, basically. I've always been into smell. But what I would advise is for anybody is to find reviewers or people who influence you not because you want to be like them, but because you are like them, because you have the same taste as them, because they understand and resonate with you. Like that happened to me with robes. Like for a long time, robes would suggest stuff and I would try it and I would sample it. I wouldn't just blind buy it. Don't fucking blind buy stuff. I would find people who I align with mostly, right? And I would smell what they recommended and what they liked, and then if I liked it, I would buy it. I found that with robes, hugely with robes. Robes at the time, the best part of 10 years ago, it was one after the other, after the other, after the other. And I was like, fucking hell. I was like,
anything specifically?
Queer by Mona Diorio. Queer by Mona Diorio. I just remember smelling that and thinking, my God, this is what like a fucking grown up smells like. This is just like, this is absolutely stunning, you know. Serge Luton, he would be talking about the house of Serge Luton, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd be fucking go out and I smelled Amber Sultan, and that was like the dawn of my like sort of. That was the dawn of my like expansion into the rest of perfume. Like before that, it was just designers. And I remember trying Amber Sultan and thinking that I couldn't believe this is what perfume could be or perfume could do. It's remarkable when it happens. It's remarkable when it happens, but you shouldn't put there's been some misses as well. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, and I can't. I can think one of the reasons I don't watch Max 40 anymore is because he recommended Cooper Square. It was fucking woeful. One of the worst fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. I was fizzing. I'm still angry about it, and it's been like 7 or 8 years.
I've never bought one of his recommendations. I'm still angry at him.
Just don't do it. Like Dusan says, robes talk wonderfully about Jubilation 25. I went and bought, right? This is outrageous.
One of the greatest perfumes ever made.
Yeah, and I went and bought a bottle that came with a free sample because I couldn't find anywhere that sold samples of it. I bought a bottle that came with a free sample, right? And I was at my friend's house. I distinctly remember. I remember where I was sitting. I remember where she was sitting. I remember I sprayed it and she smelled it. And she was like, ooh. And I was like, ooh. I was like, this is very different from anything I've ever smelled before. And I returned the bottle because I was a fucking tight fucker because I bought it retail. All right. So I returned the bottle, got me money back, and went to a discounter and bought it for like half the price.
There you go.
Because
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that from my point of view. You know what I mean? But that's the type of thing. Find somebody who your taste resonates with, right? And then what you'll find is that when they recommend some of the stuff that you've never heard of before, they'll recommend it, and it'll expand your ability, it'll expand your taste and your horizons, you know.
Yeah.
And it'll help you understand yourself better. I have got to go and dehydrate or I'm going to explode. Give us 2 minutes. I'll be back,
man. Take your time.
Yeah.
I got to do the same. But I'll wait till you get back.
No problem. There's a second.
But you know who? Are you listening, or should I wait for you to come back to have a conversation? Because I do want to talk about something. Maybe I should go too. Give me a moment.
Once again, friends, I have returned. Oh, is Eugene gone? Maybe he couldn't hold it. Maybe a second. Yes, I've been threatening to come on camera again for a long time. Oh, God. But I just thought tonight I would do it. I don't know why. I had no plans to do it, and then I just thought, fuck it, I'll do it. Bollocks. Oh.
You know who I used to get excited for when they would upload, and they haven't uploaded regularly. It's been forever, but Rene Zayas 81 when he first started. And I bought a bunch of things that he recommended. And what I loved about that guy most was his passion. Like, the guy was passionate. And I bought a couple of amouages. Like, he was really high on Lyric Man, which is an excellent rose perfume. And I bought Interlude off of his He was like constantly hyping something, right? The guy just loved perfume, but he was a good salesman and he was an excellent hype man. Like, and his videos were exciting. Like, they were very exciting at that time. And he had a lot of engagement and people loved like just connecting with him. Right. And then I bought a couple of, it was Montal that he recommended. I was like, oh, this is not for me at all. Like I bought Black Oud and Cafe Rose, and just neither of them were for me. But he's one guy that I would get really excited for. And like, he's influenced me early on in my journey with amouage, and but then he started going into really heavy ouds and this really obscure niche that was just impossible to find over here.
Yeah.
And he seemed to have like every new release. I was like, how the fuck does this guy keep up? Like, there's got to be a limit.
It's you've always got to watch when people get all the new releases. You know what I mean? That's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. So I don't get involved in that. Like, I bought the Strangelove sample set, right? I bought the Strangelove sample set. No, I didn't do a Bump of Blow. I couldn't imagine spending money on that shit. It's fucking wild.
On what?
Kevin's asking us if I was fucking sniffing gear. But I am not. No, I'm not. I'm too scared of losing my sense of smell. Can you imagine? Christ. I did smell some perfume on my arm, though. I've got Declaration there. I don't want to say it's shit, but it's just ISO super now. But what was I saying? You've got to watch out for people who get all the brand new fragrances. I got Strangelove I got the Strangelove sample set because they all of a sudden people were talking about them. And I was like, ooh, why is everybody talking about these all of a sudden? I know what I'll do. I'm gonna have a look here. And then I saw the prices of them, and I saw the state of.
You did two videos on Strange Glove.
That's Strange Glove. Strange Gloves.
Bring some friends.
That's right. I wasn't impressed for the money. I did first impressions and then I did final impressions.
You did tell me they were excellent quality because we spoke.
The technical aspect of them is excellent. There's one that smells a bit like one of yours. That's Belarm, except Belarm's less. I want to put it.
I haven't smelt them at all.
I was saying to you yesterday, I've been saying to you for the past few days, you should get some sample sets in, and just so you don't have to actually buy the perfumes, and you can try shit like that. I think you should just try some new and different shit, Yeah, I know you don't buy stuff and stuff like that. You don't have to, you know. I'm not trying to get you back on the wagon, like back off the wagon or anything like that. But
I'm not. I didn't jump. I'm still buying stuff that comes up that's interesting. I'm not against buying at all by any means.
I think you should get some sample sets. Get a Filippo Solcinelli sample set.
I still need to try Papillon. That's what I need to try first.
Yeah, Liz Moers will send you not nudes. She'll send you a sample set. I need to find. I've got a sample set.
Your mind kind of disappeared there for a second.
I would, yes.
Say no more. No more.
She's actually quite good.
Are you a fan of the perfumes?
Yes, but they're not for me. They're technically very good, actually.
Why aren't they for you?
I just don't like the style. I don't like the sort of thing. I liked, from what I can remember, I liked the tobacco one, the tobacco rose. I thought that was quite good. The rest of them are the very floral, very white floral.
I like that sort of thing.
I know you do. I think you would quite. It's like, I think that they are. I think that they are good indie perfumes, very good indie perfumes. Probably I don't know if you would call her an indie or a niche, because I think she's probably too good to be called indie. For me, indie carries this kind of bad reputation with it, where it's like,
not a fan of that indie style. It's too rough for me.
Honestly, right? It's like I remember you used to call perfumes. You used to call your taste in perfume fine French perfumery. You remember that? Like, fucking, you would be like, this doesn't smell to me like fine French perfumery. And to me, that kind of defines your sort of taste in perfume, in the main, anyway. And then indie perfume is about as far away from fine French perfumery as you can possibly get. It, to me, it's just not made well enough, you know. And I've explained at length my thoughts about why I don't think indie perfume is very good. I think they use certain ingredients.
Materials.
Yeah, I think they use lots of very strong materials to cover up the fact that they can't blend, and they don't know how to blend, and they don't know how to make it smell like better perfumery. I think that a lot of it is, I appreciate the fact that a lot of people want to support them because of the state of perfume in the designer, state of designer world and stuff like that. For me, indie perfume is almost become an insult. You know what I mean? If I was to call something an indie perfume, it would almost be like indie perfume. You know what I mean?
You're gonna upset a lot of people.
I understand that, but that people don't have to listen to us. Do you know what I mean?
It's just a personal thing. I'm not a fan of it either, of the harsh synthetics, and it's just a completely different style of perfume that I don't enjoy wearing. I appreciate the artistry, but I don't want to wear it.
Karim makes a really good point. I love French perfumery, but I love the risk taken and the uniqueness of indie perfumes. I feel like designers play it super safe now, boring. Yeah. Yes, totally. It's indie has got all of the inspiration and
the artistry,
the artistry, and all, and none of the technical expertise. And
take that indie and take that French and kind of intertwine them and make something together. That's what I want to see, like this.
Yeah. Well, that's what niche is supposed to be, but niche is going more the way of the designer realm. You know what I mean?
It's always been like that. Look at designer exclusives. When they first came out, they were competing and doing better than niche, and now they're as mainstream as anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that is calling for maybe a next level up of another exclusive, like an ultra niche, ultra exclusive from these big designers. I feel like you're going to see different lines. Doesn't Bulgari have different lines of exclusivity?
Yeah, some of those Bulgari exclusives are really good, actually. I can't remember the names of them, but I do remember that, like, they've actually released, like, I think Rudy did it. I think Rudy did a video about a Bulgari yesterday or the day before, where he said he thought it was good, and I was like, some of those Bulgaris are actually quality perfumes. The thing is that niche perfumes charge silly prices because they see themselves as the sweet spot. They see themselves I don't know. It's a clusterfuck at the minute.
Doesn't it?
We're in a fucking state of flux at the minute. You know, we feel like a snow globe, and somebody's done that and we're all just being blown around.
I mean, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Because we have options like never before. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think as perfume lovers, you don't need to buy everything. You don't need to try everything, but it gives you more variety. It gives you more options.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that there's almost too much. There's almost too much out there. Do you know what I mean? There's almost too much out there. And I don't like the self positioning of some brands. You know, like I would hark back to that Strangelove, you know, where they got the idea for their price point is utterly beyond me.
What are the prices?
The prices are like $800, $900 for 100 mil. It's $120 or something for
US dollars.
Yeah, for 10 mils, you know, $450, $500 for like.
Who are they marketing to?
Exactly. What they're doing is the price point. The price point has got absolutely fuck all to do with the quality, right? The price point has got fuck all to do with the price, the quality of the fragrances, and everything to do with who they want to sell them to. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. What they're trying to position themselves as is a lifestyle brand. You know, it's like Apple. Apple don't need to fucking charge what they charge, but they do charge it because they want people to know when you're seen with an Apple fragrance, when you're seen with an Apple product, people know that you are fully invested in the brand. You know, like they want when people, you know how it's Strangelove New York City, that's what it's called, Strangelove NYC. They're going for that New York City. We live the New York City lifestyle. Everything's expensive. Everything, you've got to have money to live here. Like you've got to have like a lot of money just to be here. You know what I mean? You don't get in the door, you know, or you're a fucking tourist and you want to take part of the New York City lifestyle away with you.
Yeah, go home with a good souvenir that'll cost you $900.
Exactly. like Bond number 9, which is like the worst niche house in the world. It's like where do they get their prices from? I smelled Bleecker Street the other day, and I know Bleecker Street is one of the more popular ones that people talk about. I know there's a lot of people really enjoy them. And the lady was like, oh, it's 312 quid for 100 mils. I was like, are you mad? I was like,
that's still relatively cheap compared to a lot of other things.
I mean,
what go for? What does Frederick Mull go for?
I mean, Pol Pot didn't kill as many people as Stalin, relatively. Do you know what I mean? But he was still a horrible person.
I get what you're saying, but in comparison,
I mean, compared to some brands, yeah, but the quality is so much less. So, right, Strangelove, I would rather spend the extra $600 on 100 mil of Strangelove than I would 100 mil of Bond number 9. So you could buy 3 Bond number 9s at retail for the price of one Strangelove, and the Strangelove is still far superior value, right? If we're talking about relativity, if we're talking about a perfume compared to another perfume, 3 Bond number 9s does not equate to one Strangelove. Even the worst one that smells like bad dead fish, right? That one is still better than almost all of the Bond number 9s that there are, right? Because they smell cheap, they smell nasty, they use bad materials, and they almost have made a virtue out of that. You know, that's their aesthetic, and you pay for the fact that they consider that their aesthetic. You know.
Well, yeah, they smell one step above designer, and they
don't smell. Bond number 9 don't smell one step above designer.
I think they do. I think they're a little bit more creative. They're a little bit more risky. They're a lot more expensive. They come in fancy packaging.
I think that the way they smell is on par with stuff like Nautica and and Azaro.
They're also chasing that Soho crowd, though, right? The
totally. That is exactly what you're paying for. You are paying because they have decided that that's what you should pay, not because that's what they're worth. Two clean different things. What they are worth and what they think they are worth do not have any sort of like fucking comparison in reality at all.
Yeah,
Bond number 9 are terrible, awful. At least the Strangelove quality.
This sector of the perfume world, but there's got to be lots of people that love them because they're still around and selling perfumes, right? They're not made for us. They're definitely not made for us.
No, they're not. They're not made for us. I agree. And they are made for the same people who buy fragrances that they're made for people who want to be sold to. You know, it's that same old thing. You can't buy taste, and it's really true. There's a lot of people, like the people who go. Do you know fucking Salt Bay, the chef?
Yeah,
the guy who like he sells fucking steaks, right? You can't buy taste. He charge you 15 grand, man. He charge you 15 grand for a steak. Fuck off.
And he salts off like the elbow. He bounces it off the elbow, right?
Yeah, you're paying 15 grand for that. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean?
The experience. You're paying for the selfie, the photo op,
It's not worth 15 grand. It's not worth anywhere near £15,000. $15,000.
Some people have money, and it's irrelevant.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. Some people want to be able to go to other people and say, "Look what I did."
Yeah.
Right. And that's what they need. That's what they want because they weren't very popular at school. You know what I mean? And they're constantly trying to fucking make up for it. They've got fucking emotional problems, you know? And it's written across all forms of human life and interaction. And in the luxury world, which is basically a small segment that we inhabit, it becomes much more and more and more apparent that people with lots of money need to be told by other people what is good taste because they don't have taste themselves.
Well, you got to realize this is a very small crowd that we're in. It's a very small group of people that are obsessed and know every single detail with perfume, and not everybody wants to do that. Some people just really want a quick recommendation, and they don't care how much something costs. They want something that they believe is of good value, of high quality, that is going to interest them, and that's it. They buy 1 or 2 fragrances and they're over it.
So what I would say to you there is that they want to buy something. They want to buy something high quality. Bond number 9 is not high quality.
But who's going to tell them that? How are they going to find that information?
Exactly. They need to be told that. They don't know that. They haven't done any sort of like research. They haven't done any sort of finding out for themselves. They haven't, and even if they did, they still wouldn't know. What they know is how to play the game. You know, they know how to make money. They know how to enrich themselves in their field of expertise, and they don't have any wider sort of like.
I think there's people out there that don't care. They don't
Yeah, I
care
would agree with that.
to invest the time, and Bond number 9 is going to smell better than whatever it is they were last wearing. And for you and I to tell them that it's no good is like, look at what it is we're comparing them to. Like, we've smelled the world's greatest perfumes, and not everybody cares about that, right?
No, I would agree, but at the same time, I would say that these people do care, and they want to smell good, and they just don't know how to discern it.
But they also want to wear something and show something that it's popular.
Yes,
That's going to get them attention, and that's kind of what Bond number 9 is in some places.
No, I would agree. There's room for everybody in creative arts, if that's what we consider perfume, and I do consider that in a lot of ways. You know, perfume's very creative. It is artistic. There's room for everybody and more. You know, but I can easily sleep at night having said what I've said, and not worry about somebody coming to me and asking us to justify what I've said. You know, if one of these people we're talking about, somebody with a lot of money who has gone out and bought 3 Bond number 9s instead of 1 Strange Love, and they come to me and say, "What the fucking hell did you say that for?" I would very easily be able to turn around and say, "This is what I said. This is why I said it. And you were as wrong when you bought them as you are now, and you will be in future."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You've done the work. You've invested the time. You've experienced so many other perfumes. You have something to compare to, and you have a favorite, and you're biased. Of course, I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. And anyone that has done the same, has smelled all the things that you have, they might have a very different opinion. They might have a very different taste.
There are some people I remember watching. I remember watching Red Lessons videos fucking 8 years ago, before whatever happened to him, and he would have on his shelves behind him rows of Bond number 9s, and it would be like, I'd be like, "That's interesting. I wonder why he's got all of them." And then I would go and smell them, and I'd be like, "God, this is rotten. This is foul." You know what I mean? Like,
were they sent to him?
I'd pass, maybe. He does live in New York City, though. So, well, I mean, he lives in that part of the world.
Early on, he was buying a lot of his own stuff. I remember he had rows and rows and rows of perfumes behind him. Like, if he would review an amouage, he would have all his amouage behind him. I thought it was cool. It's like one of the first guys to start doing that too, right?
Yeah. And Ashton started doing that sort of thing as well. He's got all his perfumes behind, like you've got all your perfumes behind you.
Where is Ashton? Is like, what's he up to? He doesn't really get outside of his own channel, does he?
No, I think when he explained Jeremy, he did this video where he was talking about the state of the perfume community behind the scenes, and he explained that when Jeremy used to reach out to people, like, people started saying like Jeremy never talks to his audience, and Jeremy never responds to comments, Jeremy never does this, Jeremy never does that. And for me, I thought he was talking about himself as well within that context. And what he said was, Jeremy, whenever he would fucking put his head above the parapet, people would shoot him down. You know, people would always criticize. There would be snide remarks. There would be people saying, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, you're a bastard, why don't you do this, I hate you. Like, and this was other reviewers, not just people in the comments, right? this was like other reviewers who should be on his side, you know, that people should be, there isn't a community, you know, like there's not a lot of people who are like me and you and Galen and Thomas and Ramsey and like Jonathan 1970 and Aram and fucking like people who get on with each other behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, especially me and you, like we are a very exceptional case in the fact that like we've both got channels and we get on, because like it feels like from what I've gleaned from just from listening and reading between the lines from afar is that there's a lot of bitchiness, there's a lot of competition, and it's like pointless competition as well, you know. The whole sub thing,
there's room for everybody.
There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy around there about people. There's nobody who is like genuinely happy for each other. Like, and that was something I will not allow to fucking happen to me and my fucking mates who have got channels and stuff like that. Like, because it doesn't. I just don't know. I'm just not like that. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's human nature. You find that everywhere, even
no,
outside.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
You find that in families and relationships and friendships. People,
yeah,
you know how it goes. You know,
yeah, exactly. I know it is. I'm just saying it's like we were saying about Ashton, how he doesn't get outside of his channel. I was just saying I think that Ashton's experienced. I mean, I'm reading between the lines again. I don't know this for a fact. I like Ashton, actually. And in case anybody's wondering, I would say if I didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have no doubt you wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. If I didn't like Ash, I would say it. There's some things on Ashton's channel that just, it's not that I don't like them. It's just not for me.
It's not your taste, and that's okay.
Exactly, exactly. Like I'll drop like a comment on his channel where I'll basically be taking the piss out of myself, and I'll be like, "Fucking he did a video the other day about a Xerjoff sale, and I'll be like, can I get a sale on some vintage Koros videos? Do you know what I mean? It's like, can I get a video on like a sale of vintage Koros? And then I put at the bottom, I'll be like, no, I can't. Do you know what I mean? It's not for me, but I still like watching him. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's definitely one of the good guys. He's definitely one of the good guys.
Taste is not for me either. It's very mainstream and mass appealing and compliment getting things. All things that I don't want to wear. But
so I would say, excuse me whilst I hydrate.
Yeah. I just noticed he's like disappeared. Like he used to come out, he used to live stream, he would go on other people. He's been on my live streams.
Yeah.
I've gone
it's a shame that as well, because I think
I spent the entire weekend with the guy.
Yeah. I think it's a shame as well, because I think he's a decent bloke. Like I think he's a very
really good guy. Like really good, really well natured, and has his head is screwed on tight.
Yeah.
No,
I think that, and I think what he's doing is, I think the fact that he's retreated from the fragrance community is because he has experienced. I think he's experienced some of the things I was talking about. This is me reading between the lines. I don't know, but I imagine
hacked or sabotaged or
all of these things. Little bite, like be friends with people who he thought he was friends with, but then like the way they acted wasn't like them being a good friend. I imagine this. I imagine that he's had like he's been like friends with people, and then they've said things about him, and he's been like that's not a very friendly thing to say, or he's been having a live stream, and like there's been like people taking umbrage with something that he's done that he didn't feel was a big deal, but they obviously have.
Dude, he was getting 500-600 people in his live streams.
Fucking that nosebleed territory, that Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry? I was watching this. I mean, Jacob regularly gets like 300, 400 people in his live streams, and I'm like, mate, wow. I fucking the weight of that. I mean, there's 113 people in here, and like it's like that's about as high as I'm willing. That's how I'm willing to go. You know, if there was more, if there was more people in here watching, I'd be like, why are they watching? Why is there so many people watching? Do you know what I mean? Like, what have I said? What have I done? Like, is there like something like, is there like a bogey hanging from my nose or something? Is there like fucking, have I got something on my t-shirt? You know, like fucking, why are these people like watching? But it's, I imagine Ashton is probably disheartened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just thought, fuck it. I just want to talk to like my Patreons, people who are invested in me, because he's got that side of it as well. He's got that side of his channel as well.
He's got 2 channels going now, right? And they're both doing really good.
I mean, his Extra Gen Sense channel. His Extra Gen Sense channel got like fucking 20,000 subscribers after like 3 videos, 5 videos, or something.
How many subs is he at now?
Oh, which channel?
Extra Gen Sense.
Oh, fuck knows. It'll be there somewhere.
I have no idea either.
We'll have a look, shall we? Give us a second. I'll look it up. Extra.
But yeah, it's like he's just kind of disappeared and
24,500 people, and his last video was 6 days ago. It got basically 10,000 fucking views.
His Gen Sense Extra has more than all of us in like this really small space combined, like you, me, Ramsey, JJ, Rudy, whoever else, you know, all of that, like this really small corner that we're in.
Yeah. What I would have liked, and I mean, this is, I can't tell Ashton what to do, and I don't want to tell Ashton what to do, because it's not really my business or my place. I would have liked Extra Gent Sense to be more of the stuff that he likes. I know he likes his vintage fragrances, because he did an 80s series where he would put like tape on his glasses, and he would wear like 80s clobber, and he would put like a filter on the screen to make it look like it was like poor VHS tape from the 80s. I fucking love that shit. And he was reviewing stuff like Koros and Dracar Noir and Polo, and I was like, that's what I wanted from Extra Gent Sense. I think that maybe
he can start a 3rd channel.
Maybe he could start 10 channels, and he would have. I think he's just got it. Do you know what I mean? I think he just knows
whatever he's doing, he's definitely nailed it, and I don't think
he knows what. Yeah, he knows.
Have a place to tell him what to do.
Exactly what I'm saying. There is absolutely fuck all I could tell him about running a YouTube channel. But at the same time, I couldn't run a YouTube channel the way he does. Like, I couldn't do what he does on his main channel.
You've got your way, he's got his way, and that's
exactly. And if you like what I do, watch. If you don't like what I do, don't watch. And if you like what Ashton does, watch. And more people like what Ashton does and how he does it, and fair play. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a jealous person. Like, I'm happy for genuinely, because like,
he's a guy that definitely deserves his success.
Yeah, like he is one of the good guys, and he's doing well, organically and properly. And he isn't somebody who's gonna go to a brand and say, send me 3 bottles and I will say X, Y, and Z. That's not what he does. And you can tell that's not what he does. He's explained what he does in a video. He's like, I talk about fucking designer brands on like his main channel, because that's what people want to see. You know what I mean?
I just dropped Rich's channel there in the comments. Go and subscribe to Rich Mitch.
Thank you very much. You are
there. You'll find the most hardcore of hardcore.
I literally just talk. I just say the things I want to say. Like, literally, I mean, it's the height of laziness, if I'm being honest with you. I just say what I want to say. Oh, Eugene's gone.
I left the stream by accident. I had 2 fingers on the roller instead of 3.
He's back.
I double swiped.
Double swiped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always a pain when it's always a pain when it's more than a single swipe, isn't it?
You got to be gentle. You got to be gentle. Yeah, but yeah, with Ashton, I would talk to him quite often. I would FaceTime. I remember he had a child. I'd watch, like, I'd be talking to him and he'd be holding his baby. He just had a newborn baby, you know. I remember him talking about Galleria when he launched Galleria, and he was showing me.
They were fucking woeful. They were fucking appalling. Sorry, Ashton. They were fucking shite. I got the samples.
They weren't to your taste. They weren't to your taste.
Oh God, they were really quite bad. I just didn't think they were very good. You could have not released them and nobody would have noticed. You know what I mean?
Dude, you're a hard guy to please, though. You're not an easy.
It's probably not. It's probably my opinion is probably not the one you want to be basing your entire fucking opinion of Ashton's brand on. You know, yeah, this is the point I always make as well. I would always qualify my opinion by saying, go out and try these things for yourselves and get back to us and tell us what you think.
Because there are legit people that love that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That shit was just about as far away from the type of stuff that I like as is humanly possible. I haven't smelled his stuff that he's done with Michael Malone, which would be interesting to smell. I also really want to smell that fucking Atlantis by Blue Atlas, because all of the influencers are talking about it, and I'm dying to hate it.
I've not heard of it.
Oh, I bet it's shocking, but you can't get like samples of it. I bet it's absolutely rotten because they're all saying the same things, you know. So that to me that indicates that that's like a fucking like we'll pay you to say this kind of thing.
Rich,
Eugene,
let me ask you something.
Oh no!
How do I get away from that?
How do you get away from what?
From that with my brand.
What, the accusations?
Yeah. As a new brand, what would you say to do?
Don't send out free bottles to anyone.
How does the brand promote themselves? When you create a product, when you spend the time, when you put in the money, the passion.
You've got to look at it long term, right? Like a lot of these brands, a lot of perfume brands, quick startups, they're trying to work the system. They're trying to get like a quick foothold. They're trying to do things. They're trying to do things quicker, harder. Like they're trying to like quickly earn a buck, run in, take everyone's money and then run out, get away, be like make a big song and dance and loud and proud. The thing you've got going for you is that you've got quality product. If I was you, I would take a long-term view at it, slow and steady, long-term.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Word of mouth. I remember you didn't do samples at the beginning.
I didn't have samples.
No, well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So people were having to take a leap of faith. People were supporting Eugene and not Les Abstrait. You know,
yeah,
I would also,
by the way.
Yeah, well, exactly. There is that becomes an issue though. You want the brand to speak for itself, and you not have to. You know, you should let the brand do the talking. You will need, you haven't put any sort of like adverts out there, have you? Like traditional marketing. I don't mean social media influencers. I mean like adverts,
like commercials, paid
commercials, like promoted fucking posts and stuff like that, you know. Good old fucking fashioned stuff like that, you know. Do it the real way, the hard way.
You think
Like,
to advertise it, like buy
I mean,
Facebook ads or something? Is that what you're?
yeah, I mean, if you're if you're going to fucking, if you want to increase visibility and availability, and if you want to increase sales and stuff like that, advertising fucking works. The problem I've got is that I don't like paying other people. I don't like spokesmans. I don't like presenters. You could record a commercial for yourself, right? Or
Dude,
you
promoting
could,
yourself sucks.
I couldn't agree more. It's fucking
it's
foul. I couldn't do it.
awful. It's like
When
the
you
worst part of this. I remember talking to Remy, and he was saying, like, Eugene, you know, you have to wear two hats, one as the artist, as the creator of the brand, and then you got to wear the business hat. And he says wearing the business hat isn't as fun.
Yeah,
And you know,
he's absolutely, yeah, he's absolutely spot on. You've got to
feel it.
you've got to separate your sort of Eugene from Les Abstrait.
Yeah.
It's foul. I hate adverts. I fucking despise adverts. I've got an almost.
I'm not against, you know, I'm not against adverts. I don't like self-promoting myself. That's my
Okay. So could you promote the brand?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Self-promotion. I don't.
That's
I
right.
don't
No. So you aren't taking the advice you've got from Remy there. Then you aren't separating Eugene from Les Abstrait. You aren't separating the artist from the brand.
It's kind of difficult to do.
Couldn't agree more. Fucking nightmare.
I know what you're saying. I am Eugene, and Les Abstrait is Les Abstrait. But you know, I've spent 3 years, really, you know, 3 years in that space where I pulled myself out of the world to just kind of work on this, you know. So it's difficult for me to do so, to separate from the idea.
If I were you, all right. If I were you, I would get some kind of, I mean, not even an advertising agency. I would get just like a commercial sorted where it's not like someone like Curly Fragrance, someone like Max 40, not somebody who's on the inside, not somebody who's wearing two hats, someone who is out and out like you promoting your brand. You know,
you mean like a Robin James type?
No, not a social media influencer. Like literally fucking.
I think I'm just gonna have to hire Galen.
I mean, you can't just stick with Galen. Put the pressure on Galen all the time.
Why not? Galen thrives under pressure. I've never seen Galen bust.
You've never seen Galen what?
Bust. You said not to put the pressure on Galen. I said I've never seen Galen bust. He's usually right on the ball.
I was going to say fucking bust a what? Don't want to say Galen bust anything. Fuck that.
Maybe I've seen things you haven't.
Fucking, you can hopefully stays that way. Jesus. Fuck that. Fucking keep that shit.
Hire Galen to be in the commercial. Yeah, I'll get Galen's curls.
Get Galen's curls. He hasn't got the curls anymore.
Nah.
He got rid, didn't he?
Do a world tour, meet and greet with all his fans. I'm dying for a selfie and autograph.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else, right?
I don't know. I'm fucking yawning. It's 12 o'clock here.
What time is it? It's 7 o'clock here. Yo, yeah. Where does the time go?
Where does the time go? How long have we been on?
2:16, 2:17.
Oh my god.
When are we going to do this top 10 Dior Privé list?
Top 5.
Top 5. All right, we'll have to get somebody else on to join us because top 5 is kind of short. We got to fill in the space.
I mean, we did 10 each the last time, which was fucking 3.5 hours.
It was closer to 4.
It was closer to 4. It was pain and suffering.
No, it was fun, man. I had a lot of fun.
It was absolutely awesome, to be fair. I've said pain and suffering.
I'm insulted, man. This is the first time you've ever insulted me.
Oh, shit. I can't believe it's taken all this time.
I don't know if I'll be able to forgive you for this.
I've breached the trust, the fourth wall. It's down.
We talked about a couple other people joining us, so I don't know. Maybe we'll get in touch with them and do it early next week.
Yeah, no problem. I'm all right with that. Just figure out a day.
But I imagine all of our lists will look the same.
They'll be similar. They'll probably just be in different orders, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at the hospital next Tuesday, but I should still be alive by the time it's over.
All right, how about Wednesday?
Wednesday's fine.
Wednesday. What's today?
Dura Rose is coming. Dura Rose is coming over here in 2 weeks' time. So I'll be meeting up with that motherfucker. Him and Lee are coming over, so I'm going to show them the local scenery. Motherfucker's coming to my fucking neck of the woods. It's an invasion.
What an asshole.
I couldn't believe it when he said...
Like, how does he do that?
Aeroplane.
No, yeah.
Coming over by aeroplane.
Motherfucker, eh?
The absolute son of a bitch. I was furious. He was like, "Oh, I'm coming over to visit you."
You're a horrible man. You're
He's ruined my 2 weeks' time, which I had no plans for, and not like I'm looking forward to seeing him. Oh, I've got something I can tell you about. Give us a second. Koros wore this the other day.
That looks like a 50 mil in your hands.
That is a 50 mil in my hands. That'll be right. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it. Smelled like a sock. I think the top has gone. There's like between 5 and 10 mil. I think I might give this to Dura Rose, actually. Take it back to Ireland.
Really? You're getting rid of it, eh? Booting it out of the country.
I've got to get it out of the country. That's right. The soapy aspect.
Get the fuck out. You're out of here.
That's right. Send it over to Ireland. They call it a diplomatic incident to be an unfriendly act. You know,
dude, this is super soapy too. I get a lot of soap from both of these bad boys, Balenciaga and Kuros.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, that Koros there. The reason I think that's gone bad is it doesn't have that soapy aspect anymore. It's just got the
piss.
It hasn't even got the piss, man. It's just got the musk.
Piss and honey, and
it just smells like sock.
And
that's what it smells like.
Briskets.
It smells like work sock. You know, like fucking work socks. You know, the socks you wear when you work in like a factory or something like that.
Oh, I know. I work in a factory. I wear steel toe boots. I wear like knitted socks.
Steel toe sock. That's what it smells like. It smells like fucking steel toe sock. You know? And it's not ideal, friends.
What a fucking beast.
It is huge, man.
This is an absolute beast.
It's a proper animal. Like,
it feels like you need to tame this, like right when you spray it.
Or it'll wear you, absolutely.
You need a whip. You just like, you know, get down, yo. Nobody asked you to get up. It's really big.
I'll tell you what I like, which is a completely different fragrance, and I'm really looking... Fuck off. I'm really looking forward to wearing this. Absolute bastardry. Loads of stuff just fell over. Anyway. This. Do you know what this is?
Samsara. Is that the Lair something?
Un Air de Samsara.
That was out for 1 year before they discontinued it.
absolutely fucking glorious.
And
It
that's
is
still
glorious.
readily available. You can find that everywhere.
Absolutely. It's awesome. It's absolutely beautiful for the summer.
Has it still got that creamy, milky sandalwood?
Yes.
That
Not as-
oily.
No,
sandalwood.
it's thinned out. No, it's thinned out quite considerably. It really is very thin compared to sandalwood, that is. But
Samsara's a fucking gem. An absolute gem. I talked to Antoine Lee about sandalwood. We had a conversation about sandalwood, and he said he thinks Samsara is one of the greatest, like one of the greats, and he would talk really highly about the quality of sandalwood. And then he also said there's a huge Firminish base of sandalwood in there, synthetic sandalwood. It's not all real because it's so damn expensive.
Vintage?
Huh?
You're talking vintage sandalwood?
Yeah,
the
vintage Samsara. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, he said there's a lot of Indian Mysore, but there's also a lot of synthetic sandalwood. And he talked about how sandalwood is a very delicate note. And he said if he were to take all of the sandalwood that was in Samsara and drop it into Descendre, you wouldn't even it wouldn't even register because all of the smoky, harsher elements in Descendre would completely like crush the sandalwood that's in there. It wouldn't even register.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That is
he says
that is a little bit frightening. So when you make a sandalwood fragrance, you need
a lot of sandalwood. You need a lot of sandalwood. And he says it's expensive and it's difficult. It's a difficult note to work with because it's expensive and it's delicate. So it's tricky.
Yikes. Were you thinking of making a sandalwood perfume?
No, it just came up in conversation.
Yeah. Oh, ask him about the sandalwood and vintage Uggo East next time.
I imagine that's a really good quality too.
I would imagine it is. I would imagine
not as quite as interesting as Samsara, but still really good.
Ask him about mint and mint notes and how they come to be. Because I love a good fucking mint. Like that Ernest at Samsara's got a beautiful mint. It's a very similar mint to the mint in Derby. You know, it's a very mint leaf. You know, you get the green.
I don't get mint in my Derby, or it's never registered at least.
No, it's not in your Derby. It's not in your one. It's not. It's in the vintage one. It's right at the very top as well. Like it's a fleeting thing. Like lasts for like 5-10 minutes. But it's a beautiful introduction to the fragrance. It's gorgeous. Like Honneur de Samsara has got a much richer, greener, fresher mint, but it's the same mint. There's just more of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do have a high quality mint over there, the Atelier Francais, and they use it in Rose Jamal. You get that really nice mint. It's a high quality fresh mint.
That's right. Have you got your Grand Cru set?
I do. Yeah, that's part of their Grand Cru collection. The mint, I think it's from Morocco.
It is.
Mint's a beautiful note to work with.
It is. Where the fuck is my Grand Cru?
I don't know where my set is right now. I've got stuff everywhere.
I've got stuff everywhere as well. Bloody stuff.
I don't really know where to look.
No. It's not there. It's not there. I had it, man. I had it fucking recently, man. What is going on? Where could it possibly be? I found my Third On sample set as well. That is absolutely destroyed. All over the place. I don't know where I've put my Grand Cru set. bastard. I saw it recently.
Yeah, I don't know where mine is either. It's all right. Maybe we'll do a Grand Cru set video one day.
You could do a Grand Cru video if you like. I wouldn't buy that set again, though. I'll say that. I know they did a limited edition. I paid like 180 quid for that, and I was like,
yeah,
boy, like I was committed to the brand. I'm committed to the brand. I think the brand's really good. You know, I've got 6. I've got 6 of them.
The Sandalwood does have mint. Yeah,
does it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Your Rose says he gets cucumber from it. I'm like, what? Cucumber? I don't get cucumber.
Cucumber.
It's so fascinating what people get, but
I don't get cucumber from fucking Desandra. It's green.
Yeah.
I smelled them Strange Loves again, and those Strange Love have Silence the Sea, and Silence the Sea has, and I didn't realize this, has tuberose in it, and the tuberose is one of the things that adds this incredible fucking saltiness. Like it's got this, it's almost overwhelming saltiness to it, you know, like a fucking, like it feels as though you're being salted. You know how to put, it feels like you're being dried out when you smell it. It feels like your airways are like, it feels like your airways, you know how you've got like that mucous membrane on your up your nose and stuff like that, and it fucking, it like if it gets too dry, it feels like it goes crispy and flaky.
Yeah,
you know, it feels like salt does the same sort of thing, has the same sort of effect. I get that saltiness from tuberose.
Okay,
it's like a stemmy tuberose, and that fragrance is just fucking outrageous, like, and not in a good way. I mean, I know lots of people absolutely fucking love it, because I got people in the comments saying like, "Oh fucking hell, Rich, this is like a fucking, I love this fragrance, I love this brand," and I was like, "Ooh, good for you."
You're not a fan of white florals in general, though, so that right away takes you off the list. Like,
no, I would agree.
Like if knowing that you don't like white florals, I don't take this personal. I wouldn't go to you for a recommendation on a white floral fragrance because you don't like it, right? I like white florals.
No, I
sometimes,
totally agree.
But there's a limit for me because there's a point where they go a little bit too much, and some of them I find stomach turning, like not turning, churning. You know, they actually go inside of my stomach and they swim around there. It's like I got fish in my stomach when I wear something overwhelmingly white floral, right?
Fishy stomach.
You know what I mean, right? It's like almost like a cramp in your gut.
Yeah, yeah. I got that from Silence the Sea. Silence the Sea affected me in physical ways. It's impressive in that regard. It's impressive in the regard that it literally challenges you. Like I said, I was very strident, and I wanted to make the point very strongly in that second video that they were technically excellent. You know, they were made stupendously. I just don't understand the brief.
And the materials were great. The Perfumer, Christoph, Laudermeal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic. He's one of the best. I think he's one of the best active perfumers in the world. Like one of the best at what he does, you know, considering there are a lot of perfumers who aren't active or have passed away. I wouldn't put him as one of the great perfumers of all time, but certainly of this century, absolutely. Because I know he's done a lot of work for Tom Ford. I know that he's done a lot of work for Xerjoff, but I won't hold that against him.
I didn't know that.
Was it him or Chris Maurice that?
I think it was Chris Maurice.
Sorry. Yeah, well, sorry, Christoph Laudermeal. I didn't mean to cast aspersions upon your good name.
I know Laudermeal has his own The Zoo. Is that his brand?
The Zoo are actually like
I haven't tried those either.
My friend got some samples from Saint Celia of of Everlasting, and there was a few other ones as well. And I tried it on my friend, and she said it was one of the best fragrances she'd smelled in years, and it lasted forever. She thought it was fucking glorious.
Why don't you shout out Saint Cellier?
I will shout out Saint Cellier. Shout outs to Saint Cellier. They are a new, or relatively new, niche perfume selling place in Britain. I don't think they sell to like Europe or the USA yet or anything like that, but they have Les Indomptables. They are the stockists for Les Indomptables in Great Britain now.
I just dropped the link in the comments if you want to go check out Saint Cellier.
Saint Cellier, they have Eris. So she's quite discerning. They've got the Zoo.
Yeah.
That's something offering me something I've already got. They've got so Saint Cellier's got some.
Looks like
very
5 or 6 brands they're carrying.
Yeah,
Marlou,
so they're very new.
Rubini. Some of these brands I'm not even familiar with. Rubini.
Oh, Rubini. I thought you said Houdini.
Eris. They carry Eris.
Yes, that's right. They've got Eris, Rubini.
And they are in the UK?
They are very much in the UK. Les Indomptables, Marlou, Milky Dragon by Isabelle Larignon.
They have like a boutique, a walk-in where with
it's in Bristol. I do believe it is a walk-in, and it is in Bristol. I don't know if they may very well ship worldwide, actually, because they have a currency converter at the bottom. And why would you have one of those if you didn't? Shipping.
Right. Yeah.
We'll click on shipping. So international shipping is available to most destinations. So fucking crack away. If you want that, they're sent with FedEx. So if you want to buy them, if you want to buy from them, you can. I've bought from them. She's really sound. Got her phone number. So yes, that's I've like I say, she's got the Grand Cru. She's got the Grand Cru set.
I've chatted with Brooke a couple times, just like on Instagram, and they've been nothing but lovely.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that Lewis? Hello, Lewis.
Richmond. It is. What's
well,
up,
you can't argue with the facts.
I would never. I agree with him. Rich is handsome.
Rich Mitch is a big unit. That's why I didn't buy Papillon Salome or Salom. I don't think Salom's right. Have you got anything on your horizon that you're thinking of buying?
I'm waiting for the next Chanel. Waiting for the next Frederick. I don't know. What? Honestly, I don't know. I have nothing really that I must have. No. If something comes up, I'd love to grab it. Ramsey keeps telling me I need to go get Devon. Just buy Devon. I think that might be next. Just
Devon. See if Anuja's got a vintage. I think he does.
Yeah, just to compare it to Descendre. I've never smelt Devon, but
it does smell. It does. It was remarkably like Descendre, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I compared it to. I thought that I've said to you privately, I thought that it smelled like Bellamy.
I never got that at all. Like when you said Bellamy, I was like, damn, I don't see.
I get that. I get that birchy white bark, kind of dry, smoky kind of thing from it. And then Ramsey turned around and said, "No, it doesn't smell like Bellamy. It smells like Devon." And I was like, "Hold on a second, I've got Devon." So I pulled Devon out and sprayed it, and I was like, "Fuck me, it smells like Devon." Do you know what I mean? He was spot on, nailed it, absolutely. He was cock on. Fucking.
Dude, that's disappointing to hear, to be honest. A little bit.
What about?
like that it's compared.
Well, I mean, fucking, if you've never smelled Devon before, how could you have cloned it?
No, I had no idea it was even a thing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's it does smell like it. It's got that dry, papery kind of
Ashy? Is it ashy?
I wouldn't say it was ashy. I think you've got that over Devon. It's got that kind of dry white bark birch kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. It's tarry, smoky.
No, I wouldn't say it was tarry or smoky.
Holy shit. So it's not really like, it's a little bit like disowned.
It is a little bit like it. It smells a lot more like it than Bellamy does.
All right.
It's kind of the point I was making.
All right.
You know?
I'm going to have to try it.
But go to Anuja. Anuja's got some. Anuja's got vintage, like older bottles of it, which will smell more like it. You know what I mean?
What's modern Devon like?
Pardon?
What is the modern Devon like? Is it different?
Discontinued now. They've discontinued all that fucking series. Aramis. I think they've got rid of Aramis. I think they've got rid of Tuscany per Uomo. I think they've got rid of. I think they've got rid of Devon. I think they've got rid of 900, like the JHL 900.
Are you a fan of Aramis?
Yes, in the main. I think Tuscany per Uomo was brilliant. Like
quality, technically, you like?
Yes, it's more stylistic.
Is it French? No, it's Italian, isn't it? What is Aramis?
Aramis isn't. I think it's American.
Really?
I think Aramis is an American brand. I might be wrong.
Estee Lauder. Yeah. Did they buy them up, or did they?
I think Estee Lauder set up Aramis for like men's perfumes.
So they are American.
Yeah, I think they are. I think Aramis is an American brand and has been for quite some time. Aramis Inc.
Aramis. They're saying Aramis.
Aramis was the first prestige men's fragrance brand to be sold in department stores. The brand continues to be a defining pillar of Estee Lauder. Yeah, it is. It's an American brand. I was pretty sure of that, to be honest. The original Aramis fragrance was just like,
I did not like it at all.
Really?
The original Aramis, it's too strong, man. It's too much. For me, it was way too much. It almost smelled like chemically. Like I didn't enjoy smelling. I didn't enjoy it at all. I really struggled it.
Which version are you talking about? The latest one,
the leather one, Aramis. It was really.
No. I mean, how old was the bottle you got?
I don't remember. It was years ago.
Okay. I mean, it came out in 1966. You can imagine the shit that's been pulled on that fucking fragrance. Like,
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It was like this, this to me doesn't smell like good perfume.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, I really do. I can imagine a lot of people not liking fucking Aramis, thinking it was a bit shit. I think
it just wasn't for me, man. It wasn't for me. It smelled like really dated at that time. And is there Castorium in there? What is in there? Some kind of animalic vibe.
Fucking huge oak moss there will be. I'm telling you right now, there'll be a fucking fat pound of oak moss in there. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's consult Fragrantica, because if you're going to get it wrong once, you might as well be consistent. Bernard Chant, or Chant, if you're feeling particularly industrial. So there is, in the top, aldehydes, myrrh, artemisia, clover, thyme, bergamot, and gardenia. In the mid, there is patchouli, sage, jasmine, cardamom, and orris root. In the base, there is leather, oak moss, musk, vetiver, sandalwood, amber, and coconut. There's the fuck coconut in it. Fucking hell. If there's coconut in that, I'm a coconut myself. You see coconut.
Coconut's not easy to pick up. Coconut can be a delicate note to pick up, right? It could get lost.
It feels like it was just fucking pointless being
Somebody
in there.
was saying there's coconut in Bel Ami.
Yeah, apparently there is. Yeah, but I've heard Ramsey say that it's like when Fragrantica copied and pasted all the notes and moved them over, it changed Castorium to coconut. So I mean, there's a vintage leather recording there, so you can only imagine it'll either be IBQ, Castorium, whatever they've made the. Whatever they've made the.
I think it was the Castorium in Aramis that turned me off.
Yeah.
It was very harsh. Maybe it was a synthetic castor. I don't know. But Emil Nashi, hello, Emil, my friend from Montreal. How's it going? He's asking, La Doulette Exquise is beautiful. Can you tell me if the Castorium Antoine used was obtained without the beavers being killed? I can tell you this. Okay, so it is natural Castorium. I don't know if it was obtained by killing the bee. I don't know how. I'm gonna have to ask or question or figure this out. If it was, I can't imagine they would be killing beavers just for the sake of using its Castorium. But
fucking, you've been punishing beavers again.
I haven't done shit. I knew this was going to come up sooner or later. Yeah,
I've got to pop with it to the bathroom every 2 minutes.
Yeah, go. This is a good time to leave. I want to leave too now, but I'll find out. Yes, I don't know. I don't know, but I can definitely appreciate your concern. I was like, Dan, this is going to come up sooner or later. Somebody's going to ask. Descendre has Hieracium in it, and that was obtained. I guess they just go around and scoop it up after the Hyrax does its business. No coconut in Bel Ami. Well, somebody says there is, somebody says there isn't. There's a coconut listed in Santos on Fragrantica. I don't remember ever getting coconut or anything even fruity like that. To me, it's just much more green and mossy. No. You know, as much as Canada is known for beavers, I don't see many beavers here, and I spend a lot of time out in the water or by the lakes and rivers. I don't see many beavers. But I know they catch beavers here. They've got it's almost like population control. They got to control it somehow. I'm wondering if they're getting their Castorium from them. I don't even know if it's Canadian Castorium, to be honest. Beavers are a funny word. No, beavers are great.
Welcome, friends. I am back. Beavers is a funny word. It certainly is. Oh, Jesus.
Beaver's got great tails. You ever hear a beaver slap its tail?
I've slapped it.
They do. That's, I guess, like a mating call, or they kind of pad their whatever it is, their habitat. They pad their mud together, but they've got this way of slapping their tail. That's why they have flat tails, right? They're wide and they're thin.
It helps them swim.
Kind of slap like this. and they got those big teeth. You ever see them like saw through a tree? They got
Yeah,
those
yeah,
massive bucky teeth.
Fuck that.
They're cool critters, right? Like
Absolutely, they love
they
to
do
build a
some
dam.
amazing things.
Have you ever seen somebody with a beaver in their house?
No, never. What?
I have seen a video of someone who had a beaver in the house, and the beaver went around collecting shit and building a dam in the hallway.
No,
I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it. I will see if I can find it. Absolutely fucking mental. Oh,
great critters.
Great critter. Oh my goodness me.
Are we gonna wrap it up?
I think it might be time. I'm tired and I've got to go and fill up my bottle before I go to sleep. And then I have got to do some sleep. I'm glad we did this stream though. I've enjoyed it.
You know what? I owe JJ Colburn an apology. I didn't know they were streaming before we started. And you and I are just like, you want to stream? I was like, all right. And then right before I fired, I was like, oh shit, this wasn't my intention, but
yeah, etiquette.
Yeah.
Sorry, JJ. Didn't know. Didn't occur. Wasn't done on purpose.
Anyway, great stream. Really enjoyed having you on. It was nice seeing you. It was good to see you. Hopefully we can see you some more.
Yes, I'll try and
how can we convince you to see? How can we convince you?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it had been bothering us for a while because, right, the last time I showed my face, which was the first time I came on stream, right, it was a couple of years ago. And it was when me, you, Galen, and Thomas did the stream. And that month, I had a massive steroid injection because to do with like the illness and stuff. And it was a diagnostic tool. And I'd had a massive steroid injection and I looked like a motherfucking blimp. I was blown up like the fucking Michelin Man. And that was the face that everybody saw. I was like, because that's what steroids do to you, they blow you up. And I was like, oh, fuck that. Because some people screenshotted it and used it for like fucking, I don't know, like content.
Yeah, they made some memes and stuff.
Yeah, it was sound. If you're gonna put your face on, if you're gonna put your face on the internet, people are gonna make fucking people are gonna do shit with it, which is fair play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If I wasn't comfortable with it, or if you're not comfortable with it, don't put your face on the internet. Which is some of the time I don't put my face on the internet. But I had wanted to show my face again to show what I look like without being fucking 3 times the fucking width that I usually am. Do you know what I mean? So. Anyway, I thought tonight, to be honest with you, I've got absolutely no idea why I fucking decided to show my face tonight. I just have.
Yo, when you jumped on, I was shocked. I was like, what's going on here? And I was like, does he know he's showing? Like, I'm going to give him a minute, like, and let him decide if this is what he really wants before I let you on. And I'm glad that you came on like this. It was great. It was good to see you. I'm sure a lot of other people appreciated it. And it's nice to see a face to a name that is very familiar and comforting. So,
yes, good. I am appreciative. Thank you very much.
Anytime, man. Love you, Rich. It's a treat that this has happened tonight, says Bry.
Love you too.
I think it was a treat for a lot of people, but it was great. It was a great stream. We're almost on 3 hours. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Next Wednesday. Let's do it Wednesday.
Okay, no problem.
Next Wednesday, top 5 Christian Dior Privé. I don't think we should kind of convene before and discuss our favorites. Just do it. Yeah. RXL says ducks are better than beavers.
RXL, I never knew you cared.
Hey, you know what? Everybody's got a heart. Everybody's got a heart.
RXL's got a big heart.
Everybody's got a heart, man. You just gotta find, you know. Sometimes you gotta dig, but you're gonna find love in everybody.
RXL sound.
Everybody's capable of loving.
I'm not sure I want to be loved by RXL that much.
I'd rather be loved by RXL than unloved.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
you don't want to be on the receiving end of an RXL straight right.
Have you seen his arms? Have you seen RXL's arms? He's got big fucking big pythons.
Dude, he looks like a scrapper.
I imagine he's had a few scraps.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Take it while it's available, Rich.
That's right.
All right, we'll plug that one out of here. We got it.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Rich Mitch, thank you so much. Guys, go and subscribe to Rich Mitch. I'm going to drop his link in the comments once more, and I'll put it in the description for everybody. Go and subscribe to Rich Mitch, and we'll see you very soon, either here or on Rich's channel. Rich, thanks so much. Chat, thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
See you.